got to do it better. Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time. It's all about what does it take to break you.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Nick Saban Junior Sports Talk TV. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Please like, subscribe to the channel. But this week is going to be a big-time SEC showdown. Alabama versus Tennessee, Georgia versus Texas, and LSU versus Arkansas. Who will make it out this weekend? Who will make it out alive this weekend? But you know what we do? We're going to also talk about the other games, the non-SEC games, and more SEC games as well. But before we get started, I see I got to make a correction on my title. I put BS instead of VS. Wow. But I'm going to bring my guys in, Van, Roll Tide Rise Up. We're going to get this thing cranked up, talk some football, something I'll be excited about. But let's bring my man Van in.
Alabama is back as the champion.
Oh, the catch, Devontae Smith. Risky throw, picked off by Patrick Surtain.
Oh, snap. I'm tripping. What's going on, Van?
What's happening, dude?
Man, I'm ready to talk some football, dog.
Big weekend. Big college football weekend.
Yes, sir. This got to be one of the most exciting weekends. Come on, you got Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, Texas. But this y'all finna be lit this weekend.
Man, back-to-back weekends have been crazy like that, man.
I love it right now. Football on yesterday. College football on yesterday, tonight, tomorrow. This y'all lit.
Mm-hmm.
But let's bring my man Rise up here, man. Let's bring him in here. Oh, snap.
If you are satisfied, if you are not hungry, you need to check yourself.
And what papers you got to go get it and go out.
Right now is your chance. Right now is your opportunity. Right now, you got to make today count.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Good with y'all guys.
Not much. No, try starting the chat. That's what I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. I should call TriStar. What's up, TriStar? No, I still got the same number, bro. I still got the same number. But Eric D, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Jay Shites, he said, let's go Vols. I hear you. Let's go Longhorns.
Let's go Longhorns. Hook 'em.
Hey, oh boy, he said that intro was way too hard for that soft MF. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know, Jay Shipe know he can go.
Hey, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna set this boxing match up, cuz.
No, I don't do no boxing. I don't do no boxing.
What was it? Hey, what was it? James Brown said, "I don't know karate, but I know
karate."
That right. Oh, and he said, "Hook him." That right. But appreciate y'all, Jay Shay, for coming in, man. TriStar, B jamming. What's going on? Horns up here. D said, "Oh boy, we just started Jay Shites." And I had picked Georgia after y'all lost to Alabama. I picked Georgia, but after I'm reviewing this thing, I don't know though, man. I don't know. It'll be a good game, I say.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it.
Yes, sir. But y'all know what we here for.
That's right.
The main event, Alabama versus Tennessee.
That's right.
Well, Tennessee, would they be able to say they own Alabama? The state of Tennessee, would they say they'd be able to own Tuscaloosa?
Right.
Last time we went to Neyland Stadium, we know what happened. They threw a goalpost in the river. Last time we went to Tennessee, period, in Nashville, they put a goalpost in the river. Golly, they just having a field day off of Alabama, baby. Golly.
EPA gonna be up there on them, man. You can't be putting stuff in the water like that.
You can't. You can't. I don't know what's going on with these people.
So see, all right, got enough going on with them Rockstar Rolls out there. They won't, they won't let the folks in there to get in there to help them out,
Hey, Eddie, I'm with you. You said I'm actually pulling for Georgia. We need Texas to take an L.
Mm-hmm.
We do. But before we get it talking about that, I want to say this. I always do this what if stuff in my head. I'm gonna start bringing it to shows one day. What if? What if Alabama loses and Georgia loses? Georgia will have 2 losses and Alabama to have 2 losses. What the hell would this fan bases be?
So, Georgia lose, Alabama lose, right? So we have Texas sitting pretty in the number 1 spot in the SEC. No doubt. They're already number 1, period. Who takes that number 2 spot?
That's my next question. And that still remains to be seen.
Hey, don't forget, Ole Miss already got 2 losses in the SEC too now. So LSU creeps up.
LSU.
Texas A&M?
A&M, though I was just about to bring up. Eric D said LSU. Ooh.
Yeah, they playing good football right now, man.
Hey, and talk about LSU. It's crazy how every year, I know a lot of our fan base say how LSU ain't gonna do nothing, but they start off kind of so, but around this time, they just crank it up. They start looking like a well put together team every year around this time, and I can't discredit LSU because let's be real. They come out with their first games with some pretty tough games. Last 2 years, Florida State. This year, USC. No, we don't think the most of the USC, but I think that's a pretty good game to come out on. A good opening day to come out on.
Right.
Yes, A&M has lost the game.
Not an SEC game though.
They haven't lost an SEC game.
They lost to Notre Dame first game of the year, just like they lost to USC first game of the year, but they ain't taking the losses in the SEC yet.
Yeah, no SEC losses.
Ooh,
sneaky.
Ooh. And they looking good too.
Yeah, both teams looking good. I think they're both getting better every week, man. LSU's defense looked better last week than they've been looking too. So if they starting to get that figured out, they're gonna be a problem for a lot of teams, us included.
That's facts. But man,
hold on before you get started. Texas A&M got a new coach. Got to come out of ACC.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. He's coming to SEC. He's coming into the SEC play, and he has the SEC talent. Now, Texas has some good talent out there. Texas A&M, that is, I'm talking, and Texas, but A&M has some great talent out there. They have some guys to lead, but still, they have great talent. Now, what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to ask is, you have a guy coming in from the ACC to Texas A&M. You have a guy coming in from the Pac-12 to the ACC. I mean, to the SEC and Tuscaloosa and DeBoer. Texas A&M look like they're gaining momentum. They started off maybe a little bit slow, but they're as football should be. As the weeks go along, teams get better. We look like we may have been regressing instead of progressing, as the weeks go along. Is there something there, or is it just me thinking too much into it?
I think everything's on the table right now. I mean, without being in the locker room, we don't really know. I mean, we can pick at it all day, but I think that's a great question. Yeah, I noticed Nick Saban Jr. dropped a video yesterday. He talked about how DeBoer had a lot of close wins at Washington last year. And we're seeing it again this year. Loss of Vandy, a close one to South Carolina. Is it possible, do you think, that, well, Eric D said Texas A&M hasn't played anyone yet. I mean, that's fair, but at the same time, you can still see their team looks better fundamentally than they did at the beginning of the year, where Alabama's still making a lot of mistakes. Defense looks sloppy. There's some low effort in certain situations. Yeah. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's plausible for sure.
Okay.
Oh boy, man, it's so hard. It's so hard. I just know after the
game. I read that comment. Sorry.
Yeah, that is funny. That is funny. I just know after after we came out of halftime of the Georgia game, it feel like that one scene in Space Jam when they showed up at the gym and they got all their powers taken out.
Yeah.
It kind of feel like that. Like, hey, somebody help! We need some milk.
He needs some milk.
Yeah. But overall, I say we winning. I say does Kellen DeBoer has his swag on this thing all the way yet? Don't know. Don't think so. Don't know. I still say it's a lot to be figured out.
Oh yeah,
from the coaches and players.
Yeah,
from the coaches and players. That's figured out.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I just crossed my mind. You had two new guys coming in the SEC first. SEC and
I would say Texas A&M taking on the goddamn on Mike Echo image, his style of football. I will say that.
Yes,
I will
agree.
say that.
Right, I agree. Okay. Well, let's
Coach Kellen DeBoer, I understand you don't like to cuss. If you don't like to say fuck, say frick.
or you can do this. You remember Cedric? They used to walk by Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Give him Cedric and have him be the designated cursor.
Third idea. Bring back Scott Cochran. He'll cuss everybody. He don't care.
He'll do it for you.
Yeah. And get the team hype while he's doing it.
Hey man, I'm telling you that guy right there, we will never give him the credit he deserves because the way that team would fire up in the fourth quarter, even with a big lead,
right?
The way he would keep on them and have them fired up and have the stadium fired up watching him, man. Like things like that, momentum's a big deal. People don't factor momentum in, but when you can keep yourself at a high level like that all the time, yeah. I mean, we miss guys like that for sure. Who was the running back coach? Burns back in the day?
Yeah, Burns.
Hey, Burns used to get up in them. Bo Davis for sure. I mean, Bo Davis will cuss you if you walk funny. So, I mean, guys like that, man, you got to keep your head on the swivel because they're always watching you.
So, y'all know I always talk about my son. Y'all gonna get tired of me talking about my son. So I sent him that clip that KB sent us the other day about with Bo Davis. He like, I see what you mean. And I sent it to my son, and it gonna know one of them things that I know why he gonna be all right. He look at it, dang, but he like this type of coach I need. I said, see,
yeah,
it's that type shit right there. That type shit right there. I like it.
Right.
That's the thing about coaching, though, that we don't think about sometimes is you have to handle every guy differently. Some guys get motivated by getting yelled at and cussed at. Some guys, you got to treat them like your son and just kind of, get over this. Some guys respond better to that. You just got to learn your players and how to approach them a lot, too. Like I seen Trent Richardson do an interview about a week ago, and he talked about that. And the way he said it made a lot of sense.
Right.
And that's fact. As a coach, when you figure that out, you almost got you got your team when you figure that out. Figure out the ones that I can coach hard, the ones that got to be a little bit, I ain't gonna softer, whatever I'm saying softer, but there ain't the exact words I'm looking for. But the ones you gotta love on more, I'm gonna say that. Right. The ones you gotta love on more. Like you figure that out, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. I hate to keep interrupting because I know you want to get to the point.
Cool. I like talking.
If you really think about it, we're not far from the situation we was in last year. Losing to Texas ain't the same to losing to Vandy, but Vandy's playing really good football. They're not the Vandy of 15 years ago. But at the same point, you lost that game. You had a close win against South Florida. I know we blew them out at the end, but it was close up until like the last 6 minutes. You play sloppy a couple of games like we've been doing, and maybe we start building something. I'm trying to be more positive, I guess, about it because when you compare the 2 years, they're not that far off. I wouldn't have thought last year after the South Florida game, much less the Texas game, that we would have made it to the playoffs. So we'll see.
Hey, so Eric DJ brought up a good point. When I bring this point up to people, especially at work, they were like, "You making an excuse?" I said, "I'm not making an excuse. I ain't saying none of the next SEC champions or national champions. I'm saying if you've been looking at them the past couple of years, which I know y'all don't do, y'all don't watch football. Y'all just watch what you like. And that's okay. That's cool. But don't have these conversations with me when I watch it. So Vandy been Vandy the last past couple years, but they've been looking different.
Yep.
And now it's coming to fruition. When you look at every game they played this season, ain't nobody just stopping Vandy like that. Ain't nobody just stopping them. Hey, the little betting thing I do with my buddy at work, we do 25 cents a game. That's how cheap I am. I lost 25 cents because I bet it on Vandy when they played Georgia Southern. That's how much I was rocking with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that physicality that Vandy's bringing right now.
Yes.
Like
that's
something they've never had.
They've
never had it like that.
They found a scheme on offense that they can goddamn on perfect, and let's run it to they can play fast because they know it. They know it.
Right.
And confidence level in the building is different right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they taking on the identity of their coach.
Yes.
Their coach.
Man, that you can't say that enough. And once you kind of sit back and look at it, that really says a lot, you know.
Well, that makes me wonder then, what would you say DeBoer's identity has been in the past? Just an outlook, if watching Washington and some different places he's been, what would you say his identity is? What are you looking for Alabama to kind of identify is or kind of take on from the coach?
Well, I would say his identity is what it is now, but he probably had them group of kids where that was good. He probably got to figure out these group of kids like we were just talking about. Which ones I got to go harder on, which ones I got to love on more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this generation is more love on me type than yell at me type, but
you're not wrong.
You got to figure out that mix.
Right. What's up, man? I guess we get into this Alabama versus Tennessee game.
Hey, go ahead, man.
I mean, so we rolled into Knoxville Saturday, kickoff 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Bama is a 2.5 point favorite in this game. I think it was a 56 point over under. Keys. Offense, man. No penalties. No stupid. I mean, we're going to get penalties. I mean, that's just you can't ask for zero penalties, but no stupid penalties. No penalties that's putting us, we on 3rd and 1, and we do something to back us up, 5, 10 yards. Now we got a chance to play, and now we know we're going for a pass and play where we could have actually rushed, do a run play. Miro got to make a decision. Don't hold the ball too long. And if you don't see it, man, run. Don't run. If you don't see it, don't hold on to the ball. That clock in your mind, it's gotta tick. You got to. And if it ain't there, if you see daylight, take what daylight you see. And if you don't see daylight, throw it out of bounds. Don't take a unnecessary sack and lose. Because you're already coming out of shotgun, so losing 5, 6, 7 yards on a sack. And man, we got to get the run game going. Got to get the run game. Those three are my thing for the offense. Van, what do you think?
I agree with everything you just said. Like, yeah, you're probably going to commit some penalties, but you should strive to be perfect. You're not going to be, but shoot for the stars, land on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try your best and you'll see how far you can actually get. Because we've committed some penalties that really, really cost us in some drives. And that would be another key to my long, sustained drives. Not everything's got to be a home run. In fact, sometimes it's detrimental to the defense to score fast. If you see they're out there struggling, they can't get off the field, they're wore out. And I mean, some of that's on them. They've got to make plays to get off the field. But you can help your defense and control the opposing offense by keeping the ball out of their hands. So if you can get the run game going, like you said, and sustain some drives, Milroe's going to have to learn to get rid of the ball pretty fast in this game because Tennessee's got a really good defensive line. Well, really a good front seven.
Right.
And they're one of the most talented in the country, especially on the defensive line. And so he's got to get rid of the ball a little faster, which I think he can do. But hopefully they've worked on some of these things, during practice this week. I'm hopeful. We got to give this team time. I ain't trying to fire nobody or nothing. And people that's mad, hell, they got a right to be mad. I understand it. I get mad during the games too because I know the talent's there. It's trying to get it all to work together. And I'm hoping we can see progress and steps towards getting this to work as a unit, not a bunch of eyes, but a team. And this would be a great game to get it started. But if we can run the ball, control the clock, control the tempo, that'll help the defense out a lot as far as keeping the ball out of their hands, because not only do they throw the ball really well, or they can throw the ball really well. They've looked a little suspect the last 2 games, but we know what kind of talent the quarterback's got. But, man, do they run the ball well. Their run game scares me more than anything.
All right.
And I know I'll talk defense in a minute, but you want to keep the ball out of their hands because they can do the exact same thing we're wanting to do. They can sustain drives. They can eat clock, keep your defense on the field and stretch it out. So we've really got to work on that. We got to single out these 3 and outs. We got to stop all that. You got to get the drives going. So, yeah, I agree with everything you said, man. I hope I added something to it, but you hit the nail on the head. Those are our biggest problems on offense right now. And maybe try to get the ball in some other guys' hands because Ryan Williams is going to be targeted at this point. I mean, I still think he can have a 1,000-yard season for sure, but we got more talent than just Ryan Williams. We've got to get the ball in other guys' hands. And is Law back yet, or is he still hurt?
I was gonna comment on that because everybody said we need Law back. Right now, they're Kobe Prentice and Kendra Law is probable.
Okay. But, I thought Bernard done a good job. He stepped up last week, make some big plays when it mattered. But we've got more talent, and we need to try to spread it around and spread their defense out so that we can soften them up and run the ball a little bit too. So, Nick Saban, I'll let you take it from there. But you make some great points, Rise Up. I mean, those are very key on offense, something we've really not been able to do for 4 quarters this year.
All right.
I agree. There was some basically the same keys I got. One thing you did say, man, time management, clock management, time of possession. We gotta get the time of possession up. And what comes with getting the time of possession up is running the ball. We got Justice Hayes, Jam Miller.
Mm-hmm.
My honest opinion, when you got backs like that, you got to get them the ball to get going. It might sound kind of crazy. I don't know, but this just me. With them 2 boys, with them 2 guys, you got to get the ball. They need to at least 30 times a game. So 15. They got to at least touch the ball 15 apiece if you really want to get them going. We're not running the ball consistently, especially north and south. We can get outside when needed to, but they got to run the ball consistently with the running backs because we got 2 great weapons. And even with Jam Miller, we got somebody that can catch the ball out of the backfield. But let's get him going because he is an explosive guy. When he sees a hole, his jump cut is so nice. Got to get him going. I like what we're doing. We using the tight ends a lot more. So let's keep that going. And what I did in those last games, Jeremy Bernard was the guy. He was that guy. So can we incorporate a Jeremy Bernard mixed with a Ryan Williams and hopefully another receiver can pop up and make some good catch? Cole Adams or somebody that stepped up a little bit last game. You know what I'm saying? Some of these other receivers that we got. But we got to spread this ball around. One of the things that's going to keep this offense going, Jalen Milroe run. But can we create run situations without just putting everybody, you know what I'm saying, to the empty backfield and stuff where it's so obvious? You know what I'm saying? Because his feet is still, I don't care what nobody say, his feet is going to be key to this offense, to us moving. Even last week, we talked about how the offense looked a certain type of way, but if you just break down football, look at football, the offense still doing well. It just didn't look the way we want to look. Miro, we gotta recognize we can't be dropping so far back that we losing yards and getting safeties.
Right.
Hey, live the fight another play. Like you said, Rizzo, you gotta be noticing where we at. So if you gotta get rid of it, get rid of it. If you gotta dang on run forward and just get back to the line of scrimmage, do what you gotta do. But we can't be losing yards. We can't give them no type of momentum because we know how it is going into Neyland Stadium. That shit gonna be loud enough as it is. What last time we went down there, how many penalties did we have? Was it like 17 penalties or something like that?
Something, I can't remember. It was in the team.
Man, we gonna have to be. We're really gonna have to be on our P's and Q's when we're going down there playing against them guys because it's gonna be loud down there. But man, let's protect the ball because last game Miro threw two interceptions. We gotta protect the ball. We can't give Tennessee no extra possessions. We can't get them no extra possessions. Honestly, I don't think we've seen Tennessee's secondary just tested right away so far yet as much. Can that was saying that's probably one of the weaknesses. We really haven't seen it, but is it one of the weaknesses? Can we expose it? I want to move over to Tennessee. Nico ain't been doing horribly. I think a lot has to do with some of the supporting cast around him. He has good receivers, but we really haven't just seen the receivers flourish like that. We haven't seen them flourish like that. That Samson dude, that do good. If I'm on the defense, honestly, I'm stacking the box. I'm young cornerbacks, young DBs. Hey, we're gonna play soft coverage on these guys, and let's make Nico beat us. But we gotta stop that Dylan Sampson. We gotta put Jahai Campbell, Justin Jefferson, Lawson out the field at the same time. They did it against South Carolina. We gotta keep the best tackles out there and the speed out there. And when they run the ball, we got to try to stop Dylan Sampson and make Nico beat you with his arm. At some point, too, as well, this is the game where Nico probably could try to expose our secondary because after the second half in that Georgia game, it's some plays out there to be had on that goddamn on Alabama secondary. We giving up a lot. And Nico, Josh Heupel, this is the game to try to expose. This is the game to try to see what your playmakers are made of. I will say for us on the defensive side, let's front seven, let's eat because the offensive line, I ain't gonna say it's bad, but they to be had. They to be had. They can, even though they run the ball well, they can be got. And the way y'all play, the defensive line played Saturday. I hope I can see that version or a step up from that version. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more step up from them. But overall, man, I think it's gonna be a good game. Just who wins these key matchups? And my first one is, like I say, Nico and the wide receivers versus our secondary. What's your thoughts on that?
I go. That if we play this wrong. If Alabama plays this wrong, if Womack don't put the guys in position. Now the guys got to make the plays. The guys has to make the plays. Womack is not out there tackling, So, but if he calls a great game and put the guys in position, I think we'll be all right. But we're gonna have to get pressure on Nico, and then come on third down, man. We got to send some pressure. Third down, we've been as of lately we've been 3-man down. 3 linemen there. Why are we not bringing some pressure to that quarterback on the third down? Third down has been horrible for Alabama in the last 10 quarters. People getting the third down, they're just converting. We have to get off the field. So if we can get those guys to put some pressure on Nico, I seen it, man. He get a little rattled. He's off kilter. Kilter.
Yep.
And that key to Nico versus our DBs is getting pressure on him because that's what Arkansas did to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Oklahoma was doing to them. Even Oklahoma just couldn't score. Get him off balance, man. Get him off kilter, and I think we'll be okay. I really do. But we have to send the pressure. We can't be playing. We can't 3-down linemen on third, and no, send some pressure, man. Send some pressure, and we got to be disciplined. We can't let them receivers get behind us. Does anybody know if Squirrel White playing this weekend? Is he out? Because I heard it may be a toss up.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of goddamn. I don't know, but I a lot of them got kind of banged up too for Tennessee. I know I heard Squirrel White one. I seen something posted said somebody he got like an AC joint or something. So I don't know. I haven't seen no injury report yet. I just been hearing stuff.
Them just gonna take a shot and they're gonna be out there because they like Alabama. They ain't trying to get this second loss in the SEC.
Nah. And one of the guys we gotta watch for is Deontay Thornton. I think that Deontay Thornton, that dude, he the one that really been getting off for him, man. Mm-hmm. He the one that been getting off. But Van, what's your thoughts on that?
I will circle back to a specific time against South Carolina. It was a 3rd and 9 situation. Womack dialed up the blitz, and we affected the quarterback enough with pressure that the pass wasn't completed. He wasn't on target. 4th and 9, we don't bring any pressure. Wide open 27-yard touchdown. So you look at things like that, and that's just, coaching errors. It happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't telling everybody to stand out in his yard and ride or nothing. Like, it ain't nothing like that. He just got to learn when to make adjustments. He's going to have to key in on certain things. He knows more than I do. He's gonna get it right. It's just when will he start dialing it in, The D-line, like you said in SJ, that's key for us. Their ability to get pressure and, effectively kind of keep the gaps where the linebackers can shoot up, make plays, because that run game scares me to death. I've been saying it for 4 weeks now. Sampson he's a talented runner. You look back, their offense, Nico is talented, but he's young. Mm-hmm. And he's not a decision maker yet. I don't know that he's necessarily comfortable in his spot yet. In time, he will be. But the offense moves through the run game. And when Arkansas and even Florida didn't stop Sampson, but they slowed him down enough that they kind of had to rely on Nico in 3rd down situations, and Florida took them to the wire. They won the game, but they took them to the wire, and Arkansas was able to slow them down enough to put it on the quarterback. They rattled the quarterback. So it's going to be key for us to get good D-line play, and the linebackers, they're going to have to fly around, make some plays. One thing we can say against South Carolina, when you go back and look, they cleaned up some of the missed tackles. Now, there was some still present. There's things definitely to work on, but they look better than they did against Vandy. So as a fan, I just got to be hopeful that they're starting to clean that up, that things are starting to get a little better. Maybe they're playing a little more instinctive instead of playing in their head sometimes, proactive and reactive, that kind of thing. If you're thinking too much, sometimes you get beat up on plays. You're a little slow to get to certain situations. You know what I'm trying to say. Right. But that's key. Our DBs have stepped up at times this year, but they've gotten cooked a lot too. They've made some end of the game, interceptions and stuff against Georgia and against South Carolina, and that's great. But they've gotten burned a few times. But if you look at a lot of those too, that's because the quarterback's got a lot of time to make those plays. So we have to get pressure. Sometimes pressure is effective as getting a sack. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
It's not necessarily something you can put on a stat sheet, but when you're watching the game, your eyes tell you what you need to see. If you're affecting the way the guy throws, if his accuracy goes down every time you're in his face, it's effective. So, we've got to get off. I seen it in the comments. We got to get off the field on 3rd and long. If you tell them 3rd and long or 3rd and medium, you got to get off the field. You have to. So, I think it's a combination of coaching. I think it's the players too, because he, like you said, he can't make tackles for them, and he can't make them give effort. So Do you think we see some personnel swapped around a little bit in this game? Because I feel like we do. I don't mean he's going to start 11 new guys on defense.
Yeah, I know.
I think you might see some guys switched around. I feel like you might see some guys on the line, especially kind of moved around, try to key in on certain situations because Tennessee, especially to the weak side of their line, at times you can affect them if you have some bigger athletic guys that can get in there and wreck house. So I'm thinking we might see some chess pieces moved around, hopefully, for this game.
And see, there's one thing I was saying too. I know we try to go with the smaller end guys at times, but honestly, I take I keep the big athletic guys out there on the front four and just run them big athletic guys out there that can create havoc, get pressure, and you know what I'm saying, still athletic and move. I keep them dudes, I keep them forward in the line, and let's go, let's get after it. And if we in them obvious pass rush situations, yes, then I'll bring out a Quindarius Robinson, a Keanu Cole, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
I think Q-Rob's played really good. In Blockway, I know I just butchered his name. He played fairly well last week. Jefferson played a lot better last week. There's some guys that really took some steps forward last week, and it's easy when you do stupid shit. Excuse my language. When you do dumb things towards the end of the half to give up 5 points real fast, and then you blow some coverages in the fourth quarter, it's easy to look over some of the things they did right. So I'm hoping we can build off some of the things we did right.
I want to jump back to the offense right quick, just for a quick second. NSJ, you was talking about maybe testing Tennessee's secondary because really haven't been tested too tough. They've been last week, South Carolina was giving out O-line hell. They were working them boys. So Tennessee gonna try to do the same thing. They got a front seven that's hey, good Lord, we're gonna have to bring in some help for those guys. Chip, a tight end, come in, help Chip block. They'll give Miro more time to get the ball out of his hands as well. So, that's something I hope they do.
I forgot to do now for Tennessee, but one of they, I think he a lineman. I forgot the dude's name. I think he out though. Like he key to stopping the run too as well. I forgot his name. I can't think of his name right now. I ain't finna keep on, but
since we circle back to offense, do you care if I say something just real quick? And you touched on it a little bit, SJ, but if you're gonna throw Milroe in there on a designed play, can we kind of get a little more creative with it? Because when you see Alabama kind of go 12 personnel right now, because you can still be 12 personnel and be an empty backfield. Mm-hmm. And when you see that lineup, you know that we're either going to have a guard or a center pool, and Milroe fixing to run. And it's too predictable because if I can see it, I know the opposing defense coordinator knows what's coming. So I'd like to see a little more creativity. I know that they would like to get better at the things that they really want to pursue the most, but in a game like this, you got to sort of get in your bag a little more. So hopefully we'll see some more creativity with Milroe.
Right. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. One thing we got tackling in the open space. Yes, MD said made these dudes run zone and struggle in space very similar to Georgia in the first half. That's facts. Like I say, honestly, what I do, one of the things I do with our defense, I'm stacking the box, bro. I'm going all out. When you playing these young guys, bro,
yep,
you just gotta kind of trust them. But we know their strength is their run game. With that,
I let them be jamming. Tell them save the backwoods for after the game.
I know, right? But honestly, we know the strength right now is their run game. Right. I'm stacking the box. I'm still on stopping Dylan Simpson. Hopefully we can tackle. And I'm playing soft coverage on them goddamn corners. And I'm just trusting my secondary And I'm like, Nico, if you want to be that $8 million guy you came out to be, here's your opportunity right now. But I'm gonna trust my guys against you. And we just gotta remember on defense, everybody just stick to your assignment. When we in the movie,
please. Thank you. Don't
try to overcompensate, because what happens is you're not trusting guys, so you try to overcompensate. Like if we in the movie, Van, rise up. I got my lines. Van, you got your lines. Rise up, you got your lines. When I'm in a movie, I am not doing my lines, your lines. You know what I'm saying? We just got to trust each other. We're going to come with the lines, and communication going to come with that. They got to have that communication too. So, like I said, I'm going all out, stopping Dylan Sampson. And got that Nico. If you the $8 million guy, $8 million guy you talked about, well, they paid you to be, we finna see today. One of our things is, we know how nothing Needham Stadium is. Will that be a momentum shift for him? Will that wake up Tennessee playmakers on like they got some dudes at the wide receiver room, but
yes, they do.
We're not particularly seeing that.
You could say the same for us, really, right now.
Yes.
I mean, outside of Ryan Williams and a little bit of Jeremy Bernard, what are you seeing out of the rest of our? And I don't necessarily think it's a wide receiver's fault, you know.
Right.
There's some great comments right here, but that's another thing that I'm conflicted about, that I would be losing sleep over this week if I was Womack. When we stayed in some zone type coverages against South Carolina, we were way more effective than when we went man. And I know sometimes if you're gonna bring the house on blitzes, you got to sort of swap the man coverage. I get that, but I'm wondering if we could confuse him some when you've got the safeties moving around, making it look like cover one and doing some different things. You know, like we got to try to confuse the young man. He's talented as all get up, but we've got to try to confuse him. We got to give him some things he's not used to or that he's not comfortable with. I mean, you really do, because eventually we're going to see it. Hopefully not in this game, but it's going to come to him a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does, Tennessee's going to start really putting some points out there along with that running game. They're going to be really hard to stop. So we want to try to confuse this kid the best we can.
And see, it's saying exact thing I was talking about. So when I say let's stack the box, sell out on the run. Okay, we start the run. So now, therefore, we can start doing that. And what we did the first half Georgia got, we started disguising things. We're looking like we coming, but guess what? Now Nico's starting to see like, oh, they stopped the run. So it's looking like this open in the backfield, looking like this open in the backfield. We showing this, but we can drop back into that. And that'll really make this young kid uncomfortable. We shutting down the one run thing. And now we're making you see something that is not there no more. Disguise it as one thing. That we did that well against Georgia in the first half. We did that well, and it just seemed like I said, it went to the locker room and they touched the football and all their powers got sucked out or something.
If you go watch the Minnesota Vikings right now, and they fall off and not win another game, but right now they're undefeated in the NFL. And a big part of that is their defense and the way they disguise their coverages. Man, it's impressive. You need to watch. If y'all haven't watched the Vikings, and especially their defense, you need to. Really, really impressive.
Hey, this is what I was telling somebody. He was talking NFL, and they were talking about like Sam Darnold ain't nothing. And I could tell how he was talking about. I said, you know what Sam Darnold doing right now? He said, yeah, probably sitting on the bench somewhere. I said, yeah, that's not true. He said, he over there in Minnesota tearing it up right now.
Yep.
I said, what y'all fail to realize, the Jets is a bad football organization, bro.
Yeah.
And I ain't even an NFL guy, but I be slick keeping up.
Right.
Hey, good point right here in the comments. Can someone tell Jalen he can run if there's nobody open? Hey, that's fair, because that's when Jalen's his most effective. I mean, realistically, busted plays when he takes off, that's really, and he gets creative plays, just jaws it up in the dirt kind of thing. That's when he really is his most dangerous. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say one thing about this game that these type of games that I do like is we have a tendency to get up for these type of games.
Man, you just took it out my mouth.
We have a tendency to play up to these games. Where we can continue to see that. Like, one of the things I said that we keep talking about the Bama standard. One of the things that we so used to seeing is, all right, when Alabama loses, they come back next week and mollywop somebody.
Yep.
And like I said, if you think about the last couple of years, we kind of got away from that. Even last season, last season, we lost the game and we came back and struggled like hell the next game. You know what I'm saying?
I've been screaming that for 4 years now.
Yeah.
Like, Alabama has been on a slow regression for a few years now on defensive line, at DB, in the run game. Like, we've really – and penalties. Good Lord, at the penalties we've had the last 3 years. This ain't nothing new. Like, I mean, that's one thing and I think you're making a great point. We got to step back and kind of give this coach a little leeway because this has been a problem for us for a while. This ain't nothing new.
And when I was talking about this stuff, they wasn't me trying to not be a fair weather fan. This is just me thinking about realistically, like, this is what the hell been going on, honestly. You know what I'm saying? This is what been going on. And that made me think about what Saban said. When he first got here, we were just happy to win the game. But they all of a sudden it got to some point. If we don't blow you out, we didn't do good enough. What is the Bama standard? Fucking win. Right. So one thing I will say, that some reason in all these Tennessee games, not all of them, but in a lot of them, it's always some freaking type of scoop and score that happens. You would get one of those moments in this game.
You remember what's his name? Guantanamo Bay, whatever that.
Guantanamo Bay.
When he tried to extend the ball in the end zone.
I know you're talking about. He ended up being a goddamn
touchdown.
Trayvon Diggs did one year. Yeah, man, we done had some moments in them games.
Boy, I tell you what,
crazy happened in them games, bro.
Jeremy Pruitt was pissed off at Guantanamo, bro. He was mad at him, man. He put him to that side. He had the helmet, bro. I was like, ooh, Guantanamo getting it right now.
I remember that, man.
But like I said, from Tennessee, I wonder can they because I'm pretty sure Tennessee is not overly impressed with what they've been doing on their team been doing, because they had high hopes too. And I got to tell some of the people, I said, y'all impatient right now with Nico. I said, Nico's still a young guy, so he gonna do some young things. He gonna hold the ball longer. I said, because it's still inexperience. You know what I'm saying? It's still a lot of inexperience with him. I said, but at the same time, playmakers around him got to do better as well too. You know, like, can y'all help him? Can y'all block a little bit better for him? Y'all do well in the run game, but it's just little certain things that they got to do. But the same thing with us. Hell, right now we don't know what Alabama identity is. We don't know what it is. Or shit, we don't.
Right. So I don't know, man. I don't have any prediction for this game. I think it's going to be a tight game either way. Whoever wins, Alabama and or Volunteers. I'm looking some like a 31-28 type of score. You know, that's what I'm feeling. I don't know. I've been sucking on the pick'ems and the score prediction. I've been falling flat on my face, man. So it might be doggone 65-18 for all I know. Alabama, that is. But I don't know, but I just kind of feel like a 31-28-ish type of feel. Field goal, maybe a touchdown at the most. But then again, we might come out and if we come out and get a jump on the lead, I will ask this of the Alabama Crimson Tide player. I know they ain't listening, but if we come out and punch them in the mouth like we did Georgia, please, Nick Sheridan and the boy, don't take your foot off the gas. Please keep going. Please don't just get all conservative. Be liberal. Sometimes it's good to be liberal. Sometimes it's good to be a conservative, and sometimes it's good to be a liberal. I need you to be a liberal right now and keep the wallet open. Keep the floodgate going.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna say this: Tennessee got what it takes. They easily could be at 2 losses.
I was praying they had lost last year.
Huh?
I was praying they lost. I was praying Florida beat them last year.
Boy. But they got what it takes. They got a young quarterback. I will say Needham Stadium will be on Tennessee side. The whole state of goddamn Tennessee will be on Tennessee side. We know what it is like going down there. But overall, that defense of ours, we giving up a lot of yards. In that secondary. Tennessee got some playmakers at a wide receiver. We haven't seen it as much, but hey, if I'm hyper, I'm attacking it. I'm damn sure trying my luck today. I'm doing things that make Nico comfortable. I'm even incorporating more quarterback runs with Nico, because if you're smart, goddamn, you watch the quarterbacks that we've been struggling against. Them motherfuckers been running with us. So Josh Hyper, quarterback runs with Nico. Do things to get them comfortable. But overall, bro, my Alabama Crimson Tide seems to get up for these games. I don't know what our identity is this year, but I still believe in my Crimson Tide. I think it's going to be close, but I believe we will be smoking cigars on Saturday afternoon, night, whatever it happens. And I'm rocking with my Crimson Tide. I don't have a score prediction, but I believe we will pull this thing out. And something always crazy happens in this game, whether it goes our way or their way, but it's something always crazy that happens in this game. I do think for some reason we see a step up in our defense, and I'm hoping this. I don't know for sure, but I believe we see a step up in our defense, and our offense is going to continue to ball out. I believe Jalen Miro limits his mistakes. I think everybody knows what type of situation this is. This is going to be a hard-fought game because Tennessee don't want to be eliminated from the SEC championship, and Alabama damn sure don't want to be eliminated for the championship. But I think my Alabama Crimson Tide will find a way to pull this thing out, and Alabama fans will be beating on our chest again.
30-20 Delmar. I know you're a dog fan, but I like what you're talking about right there.
I hope you're right.
Man, what you think? You have a prediction or?
I don't like doing score predictions because in 2011, the local newspaper in my area came and did one at my job and had my big ass head on the score prediction, talking about we was gonna beat LSU 27-17. We lost 9-6. So all you seen was my big ass head and my dumb advice. So I ain't never liked giving score predictions since. But because I really don't know how this is going to go, because to me, Alabama and Tennessee aren't similar teams, but we're in similar situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We've both taken a bad loss to teams that we should have beaten. And we may look at that differently at the end of the year, but the perspective right now is we should have beat Vandy. Tennessee should have beat Arkansas. So we're both fighting for our lives in the SEC because there's a lot of teams with 1 losses. There's some teams with no losses in the SEC. So we're fighting for our lives. It's a big game right here for both teams. And I really expect both teams to give it what they got. I like our talent better. Can we get that talent to play as a team? We've yet to see it for 4 quarters. I'm hoping this weekend it'll begin. I like Alabama in this one. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell y'all first thing Sunday or Monday or whenever we do the next show, the recap. I admit I was wrong. I usually have to. But I like Alabama's chances. If we can slow the run down, I think we beat them.
Yeah, we lose. I ain't telling y'all nothing because I ain't coming back on no damn more. Hey, listen, Alabama, State of Alabama, we got to save the goalposts. We got to save the goalposts. We have to save the goalposts. No more goalposts in the river. The
They're
Cumberland
gonna
River,
pollute that river.
Tennessee River, the whatever river that is in Knoxville, the doggone Chattahoochee, none of it. We don't need any goalposts in any rivers this coming Saturday, okay? That's all I'm saying.
That's a fact. Because what the last thing I do need is a goddamn on fan talking about we own goddamn on Tuscaloosa,
Alabama.
Tennessee
Yes.
owns Alabama. I do, and I need to hear that.
Man, I've heard so much after losing to Vandy. I don't know. I think I'm still in shock a little bit. I don't think he can hurt me. Nothing else.
Gelato, me too. I'm staying off the internet too.
Hey, Gelato, you got to at least come back for the recap. You know we ain't gonna roast you. We're Bama fans too.
That's right. That's right. But overall, I got my Bama boys, man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you where I was. Shit, that's why after the game last week, shit, I was leaning Tennessee. You be so damn emotional, man. Yeah, like a little bitch.
Hey, I'll be first one to tell you, man. Shit, I barely even. At one point, we were all talking in a chat, and I think Rise Up had said something about Carrie was on the old movie.
Yeah,
Carrie's horror movie. And I told him
Yeah.
I may swap over there because I would rather watch a fake horror movie than a real one because that's what it started to feel like. It started to feel like a real horror movie, and I wanted the hell out of it.
But we all got
All right.
Alabama.
So
Hey,
Go
that
ahead.
Texas game will be a good one to go to, Michelle. That's going to be a good football game. I think Texas, well, we're going to get to that, but that's going to be a good football game to watch, though.
I love it. I can't wait for it. And matter of fact, speaking of Texas, Georgia and Texas. I think
Big
this is
game.
like one of the first time in like how many years I got this, John, in a while that Georgia has come in as an underdog, bro. Will be the first time in the last 50 games that Georgia has entered this thing as an underdog.
That's a wild stat.
That's a crazy stat.
3.5 points. Texas is favored by.
Woo!
That ain't much, bro.
Yeah, that ain't much.
It's
So
not.
the Bulldogs got to get on the road and they got to go to Texas. They got to go down to Austin. A lot of good music in Austin. A lot of great talent down there in Austin. But you know, right now, man, those hook'em horns they're on a high right now.
Yes, they are.
They are on a high, man, and their self-esteem and their confidence is on a whole new level. And going into Texas, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. This game will go either way. Going into Texas, Georgia got to be hitting on all cylinders, man.
Yes, sir.
They can't come out there playing sloppy first half football like they have done, you know, starting off slow, and then in the second half they're getting their footing. Because Texas, if Texas jump out on you, Texas don't let up off the gas.
Nope.
Texas don't let up off the gas. And I know Ewers is going to start. Quinn Ewers is going to start. And the keys to Georgia stopping this offense is affecting that doggone Ewers. Because I've seen, you know, this guy been in college 3-4 years now. And if you affect him, you can knock him off his game. You can knock Ewers off his game. He will
knock him out of the game.
Yeah, he's go down too, man. That man, actually, he's injury prone. But
bad.
But if you affect him, you know, just get in his face, he will make some bad throws. But if you don't, he will pick you apart, man. If you give him time, that guy will pick you apart. I promise you he will.
We know firsthand.
Georgia defense got to come out there and they have to affect this guy from start to finish. and knock him off his game. And then on offense, Beck got to come out. I don't know if Jay Shipe is still in here, but he said he gave Carson Beck a molly when he played Alabama. You better give him some cocaine or something to keep him going.
Have him out there like Rick James.
Yeah. What's that movie with Jason Statham where he had to keep his heart rate up? You better give him some of that. Crank, yeah. You better give him some of that because he come out starting slow. It's gonna be a long day for Georgia.
Oh,
that Texas crowd gonna be in it, and man, it'll be a long day for Georgia. So I don't know, I'm listening. I on this one, I'm just a fan. Either team. Me personally, I'm hoping Georgia win because I need Georgia to win this game to make our win against Georgia look better. But even though if Georgia do lose against Texas number one, so it's not a hard hit for Georgia. It's not like it's going to be a hard lump. But Nick, what do you think going into this game for Georgia? I mean, what are your takes on this?
All right, for me, coming into the season, I thought Georgia was one of the best teams in the country. Shit, I'm going on a limb and say what best team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After Kentucky, Alabama, and even through the games that didn't play after them, honestly say, I still think they one of the top 3 teams in the country. We can talk about Beck, and I even said that all season. I don't think we see Beck getting any better. I think we see him max out. But I also did say if Beck did the same thing he did last year, it's not a bad damn season. And right. Beck is goddamn on. Since he came out of that second half against Bama, that Beck been lighting it up. Georgia has been uncharacteristically throwing the ball more than they're running.
Right.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing because Beck is he killing the pass game right now. One of the things I will say, Quinn Ewers came back last week off an injury. He didn't look like the best Quinn Ewers, but I just talk it up as of blowing the dust off. We know Quinn Ewers right now. Quinn Ewers is good when he's healthy. He good when he got time, when he ain't rattled. And Texas has the playmakers. They got Isaiah Bunn. I don't know if he's playing or not. I'm just going out on a limb and say he's playing because I think he got a little banged up, got a little injured last week. But they got playmakers. They got a tight end that's really good. They got playmakers. They can spread the ball around. Georgia is a man. They like to play a lot of man. And this year, the man-to-man defense ain't been so hot for them. The secondary is one of the hot topics that we talked about, but the secondary ain't been too hottish. Is this a game they want to play man against Texas because they got some of the playmakers? I'm not no defensive guru. I'm not no defensive guy like that. But I don't know. The man shit ain't been looking too hot. But we're going to see what happens if Georgia can get pressure on Ewers. If he can get pressure on Ewers and get him uncomfortable out of spot, it's going to be our own day. But if Georgia has to allocate extra resources in the backfield, then Sarkisian can't run the ball. If they have to just resort to running the balls for somehow Georgia just got good protection on the back end, I don't think Texas is good enough just to beat Georgia by running the ball. My opinion. I don't think they're that goddamn good at the run game to just beat them by running the ball. But they got multiple weapons. They got a defense that's good enough that, like I said, if Sarkisian go up, it ain't no goddamn slowing it down. They got a good enough defense to keep the foot on the neck. And we know they got a hell of an offense to keep the foot on the neck. So my thing is, what can Georgia do to make Texas look different? What can they do to rattle Ewers? Can they get Ewers off the game? like I said, hit him a couple times. You might put him out for the game. Just be honest with you, because he's so injury prone. But I really want to see how does Georgia defense try to attack this high-powered offense.
Man,
My bad.
Well, I'll say this about Ewers, man. Like, if Georgia gets pressure on him and they start hitting him, we'll see Manning. Because he's Glass Joe. Like, he's talented, but man, he gets hurt so much. I don't think we've ever seen him play a full season. I really think that's what's hurting his draft stock. I mean, we know he's got talent, and the lights are never too bright for him. He plays great in big games, but he is injury prone for sure. I agree with Eric D that Kirby Smart. I mean, he's won 2 national championships for Georgia. He's a great coach, and Sark hasn't won that big game yet to win a title, but he ain't been there long either. I mean, he's recruited really well. Texas got weapons everywhere. I'm curious if Georgia will put Kirby Smart in on defense the way he shoved that one Mississippi State guy. He may still have a little fire in him. But I mean, really, we know what kind of talent Georgia's got, and I think I know what kind of talent Texas has got. Yes, they have not played as hard of opponents as Georgia is yet, so maybe Georgia's a little more battle tested. There's so many questions, and just being a fan and not an analytics guy and not being a coach, I can't really look at it, a couple different ways. If Georgia comes in this game though, and their offense doesn't fire up in the first half, because they've had a couple games where, man, they really spike in the first half. I don't think Texas is the team you want to do that to. They caught up to us. I don't know if you catch up to Texas. The way they're scheming up Isaiah Bond and they're moving him around before the ball snap and letting him get to full speed by the time he's at the second level scares the crap out of me. I'd be scared to play right now the way our team's performing. But man, we know the talent's there, but I feel like they're going to have to play as hard as they've played, or harder than they've played all season, because they really kind of need this win, because 2 losses in the SEC right now is going to put you down the ladder. We're all cannibalizing each other. There's so many good teams in the SEC. People are just gobbling each other up. And I still don't know if anybody goes unscathed through this SEC by the end of it. But I feel like Texas has just got so much firepower. It's gonna be hard, because if Carson Beck doesn't play his best game, I don't know if they can keep up with him, because you're not going to slow him down for 4 quarters. You're not going to slow Texas 4 quarters.
That is a fact.
That exactly. I agree with that. I mean, if Carson Beck's not on his A game, I mean, Georgia may have a long night. We don't know. And
here's the thing about Ewers. If Ewers go out, listen, we see Manning come in and do some great things, but Manning hasn't faced a great defense yet.
No,
and I don't know. I mean, before I just crown him king, I have seen him play some great football. I'm not gonna lie. He come in and he looks smooth, but he hasn't been rattled. He hasn't been tested yet. So if he comes out, and I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be great against Georgia if he gets to play them, but he is not proven. So, we'll see.
I want to say this too real quick. Watching Texas and Oklahoma last week, and Texas absolutely dismantled Oklahoma, and they've got injuries in the wide receivers, and Oklahoma's got some issues on offense right now. But Oklahoma's defense is pretty decent, and Texas really kind of figured them out fast. They kind of come out the gate on them a little bit, and then it really picked up in the second half. So I'm just curious, and like he said, Sark won't take his foot off the gas. No, he won't. So it's going to be interesting. If Georgia pulls this off, I think they win the SEC possibly.
Right. So, for one, they wouldn't even point out Burger, but I'm looking at this matchup predictor. They're giving Georgia Bulldogs a 23.7% chance of winning. What I will say about Georgia, they are more battle tested than goddamn. They've been playing all 4 quarters. They've been playing all 4 quarters. Texas, they haven't been having to play all 4 quarters. Does
Right.
that play in the effect of this type of game where you have to come out and play a full game of football, possibly? Not no, just go out there and beat down, then let's put some of the other guys in. You know what I'm saying? That playing in effect. This is the type of stuff. And this little rat poison, that little small part of the red up here, that 23%, that's rat poison. That if y'all think Kirby ain't using this as fuel to the fire, he is. Will it be enough to stop Texas out fly? Because Texas, right now, they look like world beater, bro. They do look like world beater. Right now, at this point, what I'm saying for Texas is Texas in the SEC championship versus who? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, it's Texas versus who? Everybody right now fight for that. Right now, in my eyes, they fight for that next that one playoff spot. But Texas got a lot. They got Isaiah Bond. They got the little freshman Ryan Wingo. They got some dudes, bro. They got dudes, bro. And if Texas can go out there and do what they want to do, I don't know for Georgia, man. I don't know.
And here's the other thing about Texas that worries me for Georgia. Texas played up tempo a lot, and that wears that defense down, bro.
Yeah,
it does. They'll spread you out.
They'll spread you out, and they'll start going fast. Man, please, you need to get your big boys out. You need to substitute some guys, change some guys in and out. And Texas don't really give you a chance to do that. So Georgia gonna have to get them guys rattled up. I mean, from get-go, from jump. They got to get Quinn Ewers out of rhythm, out of sync. Make him think twice. And if you do that, then it's then it's on Carson Beck at that point. But if Quinn Ewers is hot and them boys going down kind of scoring at will, it's gonna be a long night for Georgia. Beck better be on that A game, and that's I don't have a prediction for this at all, bro. I really don't know. I hate to say it, I think Texas may eke this out for the simple fact that they're at home, and they're gonna have home field advantage, and that's why I'm kind of giving it to them. But it can go either way. It really can, in my opinion. That is.
Yeah. Man. My X factor for Georgia right now is a defensive guy, Michael Williams. How much more healthy will he be? And how much problems can he cause for this goddamn on Texas offense? Can he be a factor on defense? But overall, y'all know I had picked Georgia. I was saying Georgia after the Alabama loss, but when you just start looking at this thing, Texas got a lot of freaking playmakers, man. And I remember that year we went to Texas, how that stadium was rocking. Tennessee right now is on a high horse. They right now, Tennessee momentum, fan base, and I want to even say with the players right now, it's national championship or bust. And for some reason, I do not think they're gonna bust on this one. Much as I got a lot of respect for Georgia Bulldogs, I honestly was picking them for the longest, but when I just started really diving into this thing, Texas got a lot to stop. Could it be stopped? Possibly. But that man-to-man defense right now is their bread and butter. And all them playmakers, boy, that's going to give you a long day. You keep playing that man like that, because that secondary for Georgia, they good, they talented, but they ain't all of what we thought they were going to be. And right now, I'm giving that thing to Texas, man. I'm giving it to Texas. Man,
you said it. You said it great. Like, they both are really talented. Texas, may have to be a little more physical than we've had to see them be in the box, because I think Georgia's got to try to run the ball a little bit. If the game don't get out of hand early, they've got to try to run the ball better than they've been doing and try to keep it out of Texas's hands a little more. Slow them down by not letting them have it. And we'll see, man. Like they've not really run the ball that well this year. Georgia hadn't, in comparison to some years. Texas being at home, yeah, and Texas, I don't know. Like we'll see more. It's gonna be a great ball game because we're gonna know a lot more about both teams after this one. Because you got to break your A game to win this game. These are some heavy. But I feel like Texas being at home, their offense just really hard to shut down for 4 quarters, even if they haven't played nobody. I'm going to give the edge to Texas. If Georgia wins this game, look out, everybody, because if they come through this one, Georgia really ain't got much left to me after that to have to worry about. But I'm going to give the edge to Texas.
Yeah. Doggone Bobo better call one hell of a game.
Ooh. Hey, the way back we're playing, though, hey.
Yeah.
Could, but it just takes they on a different type of high right now.
Right.
They when everybody was smoking crack, they had started smoking meth. This they all right now.
Laced with cow manure. What I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell
they on the right now, bro. It's just right. My man Ken in chat. You missed the Alabama Tennessee one. We picked Tennessee to win too, Ken. No, you don't believe that.
Hold up. Highlight that comment Ken had about Georgia's defense. Oh,
Which one?
What did he say? I missed it.
He said, "You didn't believe me when I said Georgia's defense was hot dog shit. Mississippi State put 31 points on them."
Hey, then that quarterback had like 300 some yards. He was a young guy too. I can't even find it, cuz.
Man, we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna see. This don't look like the same Georgia world beaters that we've seen in the years past. I mean, they've showed some flaws and some weaknesses earlier this year, but can Texas take advantage of it? But I think I'm giving the edge to Texas.
Freddie G, what's happening, my guy? Yes, sir. I'm giving the edge. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. But for real, but there was something I said before the season too that I said it's something that feels kind of off about this Georgia team, and in those multiple things, it was like a lot of the off the field issues for Georgia. It was just so many things. Like it just didn't feel like this was the year for Georgia, but it still but it was one of them things that like, they still got the talent. Yeah. It's one of them questions that who's Dylan Bell has been the guy. Who's gonna compliment him? Is Arian Smith gonna not drop key passes to keep drives alive? You know what I'm saying? He has a talent. He's one of the guys for Georgia who I would expect to be 100% the go-to guy, but he has a tendency to want to drop key passes. You know what I'm saying? And will he be the guy, or Dominique Lovett be the one to step up? And man, like who would be the other guy? Because we see Dylan Bell is going to be the go-to. Who's going to be the other guy for them? We see they have no first-round talent in the wide receiver room. We see no first-round talent in the wide receiver room. Hell, at this point, I wonder, do we see first-round talent in the goddamn running back room at this point? All the first-round talent that I'm noticing is possibly lineman and Beck. That's the only first-round talent I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
But, hey, we're going to see. I can't wait for it. I'll tell you that. I can't wait.
What time is that game?
Let me 6:30, so it's probably 7:30. 7:30 ABC.
Okay. All right. Then, we got LSU.
Who?
LSU going to
Who?
Arkansas.
Man.
I thought he said Mike Jones instead, where he's hitting with a hoop.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah. Oh man, that game is grown to like from the beginning of the season to now. That for me, that game has grown to be possibly
Must see TV. Because at the beginning of the season, we weren't looking at Arkansas or Texas A&M. That game as being, LSU. Excuse me. That game as being, hey, we was wondering if LSU was going to even have a defense. Coming off of last season, and we didn't know what Nussmeier was going to do. We kind of looked at him as a serviceable quarterback, but this guy's been playing some solid football, man.
Gunslinger.
Like you said earlier, he's not a pinpoint accurate guy, but he's getting the job done. LSU's defense has come together and they're getting the job done. And we know it's Arkansas, and they're not the king of the hill in the SEC, but Arkansas, like my man Van says, is always just this far away from a win. I mean, nobody's just like beating them like to death. Arkansas is always in the game, and it's just the the flip of a ball one way or the other, bounce of a ball one way or the other. Arkansas could easily, be a contender. But what y'all think about this game?
Ooh, man, you go ahead.
Arkansas can get physical with anybody. We've seen it all year. Some coaching mistakes in the first game cost them a close one. Then we turn around and we see them play Tennessee, and they got physical in the trenches. They slowed down Sampson. They put pressure on Nico and controlled the tempo of that game, and then made some big plays on offense when it mattered and got a W. Arkansas, man, that's a team that scares me. Don't let the record fool you. Much like when we lost to Vandy. You know what I'm saying? Don't downplay these teams that can get physical with you. And they got a quarterback that's ultra athletic, can make plays. He's not the greatest passer in the world, but his ability to move around can open up some guys, can freeze a safety. Got a great running back. O-line's pretty good. D-line's pretty good. I mean, they're solid. Arkansas really is. They're solid. Their coach has got to be looking at some of their losses right now, just shaking his head because they were this close. Their game's going to win either way. That being said, LSU seems like a team on the rise. They played a little sloppy at times against Ole Miss, but their defense looked better than they have to me all year. Ole Miss wasn't able to get any kind of run game going, which I thought they could do. Having watched LSU this year, they've given up a lot of rushing plays. Like you said, their quarterback, gunslinger type guy. He's not going to get you with a 70-80% completion rate, but he'll make a big play when it matters. Stats only tell part of the story. He may go 25 or 50 in a game, but those 25 completions going to go for big yards. He impressed me last week. He really did. He stepped up and big when it mattered. I think LSU wins it. I do. I think LSU's getting better every week, which is scary for the rest of us that have to play them because they're a team that's got a lot of talent that don't get talked about. Their defense just hadn't gelled at times the last 2 years. It's been a situation for them, much like us right now, where the talent's there. So I think they're starting to figure some things out. I think their coach is better than people give him credit for. He's coached some big games. He's won some big games. I like LSU in this one, but Arkansas may keep it close because, like I said, they're scrappy, man. Fat Bill squeal.
So when I look at this game, man,
That's a good response.
that's crazy. Y'all crazy. Hey, y'all in chat be wilding, bro. Y'all be wilding, bro.
Oh man, they make it fun, man.
Yeah.
Look like a dump truck convention.
Man. But for me, man, I look at right now I'm comparing Talon Green to Jackson Dart. Jackson not a good quarterback, but I like that. He's way more athletic than Jackson Dart.
Exactly.
Way more athletic than Jackson Dart, in my opinion. When I look at what Arkansas did on their last win, how do they respond from what they did? Do they crank up even more, or they just settling for less? But the main thing, who was the last win? I can't remember. Freak. Who they played last? It was Tennessee, right?
Who that?
Shit, I'm tripping.
You from Arkansas?
Yeah.
They beat Tennessee. Did they have a bye week last week?
Yeah, they had a bye week last week. It was Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So do they respond from that, or do they just, we beat Tennessee, we up? But when you look at that game, the time of possession that they had on offense was key to that game. Do they come out with a Talon Green? Don't turn the ball over. That was the issue in the beginning. You should have beat Oklahoma State. You should have beat Oklahoma State. But time of possession, if they can keep Nussmeier, Kyron Lacey, and that goddamn Caden Durham, whatever his name is, at running back, if they can keep them guys off the field and drive and score, come out have a good defensive possession, because they got a good defense. I like the dude, what's his name, Landon Jackson. I like that dude. I remember he was being recruited and stuff. I like that guy. Can they come out and control the clock, have a nice long possession, and keep LSU off the field? That's like the main thing I'm looking at. But when you're looking at Nuss, it's dropping him. He's slanging that thing to Kyron Lacey. Kyron Lacey and them boys balling out on offense. Overall, man, I don't know what the LSU defense is going to do, but they looked better last week. They was able to get after Jackson Dart. They was able to get after Jackson Dart last week, and that was a big improvement for the LSU defense. But overall, I think LSU got a little bit more talent than Arkansas. Yeah. I think right now, like we talked about before the show, it's crazy how, especially as a Bama fan base, we talk about how LSU ain't going to be nothing and nothing, but some reason around this time of the season for the past couple of years, they've been cranking up at the right time. Think about Brian Kelly's first year, they got to the SEC championship. They got murdered by Georgia, but hell, that was there. And who ended up playing that game? Nuss, because what was it? Jaden Daniels, he got hurt that game, and Nuss looked good that game. Jaden Daniels came in with a full healthy season last year. He did his thing, but Nuss, hey, he's stepping right on in the driver's seat, and he keeping things going. He ain't doing it with his legs, but he doing it with his arms. He getting the job done. And I like LSU in this game. I like LSU in this game, man.
Right.
Me personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm going with LSU in this game myself. I think they have, the better talent. Coaching a little bit as well. Coaching is better than what they get out of Arkansas as well. So, I don't know, man.
But y'all out there, don't sleep on Arky.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Argument,
and you know what? They got Ole Miss coming up, and they're built to kind of give Ole Miss problems. Physical in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and that's what's killing Ole Miss right now.
Yep.
They're absolutely killing them.
Ole Miss is built to kill themselves.
I think it starts with the man at the top, but
Yeah.
Because they ain't said shit.
You chop the head off a motherfucker, that shit ain't shit.
That's why I was like, I wasn't keen on Lane coming to Alabama because he's a great coordinator, but as far as the rest of the team go, he just and then
And see,
Lane, he's going to Lane.
Yeah. And see, I like what Sarkisian was doing when he first got there. He knew they was coming to the SEC. So he automatically started building this team to be an SEC team. And last year we started seeing that product. The year we beat him in Texas is when he started.
At one point, right?
Started seeing it come together for real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great point that he did. He started building them to be an SEC type team, and that's something that a guy that I compared Lane Kiffin to, Lincoln Riley, didn't do with USC going to the Big Ten. He didn't start getting bigger on both sides of the ball because you know how big the Big Ten linemen are. The big Midwest linemen, man. And they didn't do it, and they're getting out physical and getting beat up right now. I think USC's on what, a 2 or 3 game losing streak right now? Something crazy.
Something like that. It ain't.
But I've always thought of Lincoln Riley just like I have Lane Kiffin. If they're your offense coordinator, you're going to have a hell of an offense, but you don't want him to be the main guy. Some guys just ain't head coaching material. And he's done good at Ole Miss, but this was supposed to be their year. I feel like it's all or nothing this year for Ole Miss because their schedule ain't going to be this easy again. Because, I mean, they don't play Alabama. They got what? Georgia and who? And they've already got 2 losses right now. They ain't even played Georgia.
They got to play Texas, though. I think don't Ole Miss play Texas?
Oh, if they play Texas, they may have 4 losses or more.
I might be wrong about that. I thought they played Texas.
That shit, if so, that shit going down fast for them then.
Yeah, because they've got 2 losses they were not expecting to have at this point in the season. I don't think.
No, they don't have
most people that predicted Ole Miss to have a great season. That's what I'm saying. Like outside of Georgia, that was kind of the game that they could lose and still be okay, probably. Well, hell, they done got 2 losses. Ain't even met Georgia yet. So, what's coming around the corner for them?
All right.
Key Hogan brought up a good point. Petrino is a good fit for the offense for the Hogs.
Yeah,
I think that was
more creative,
especially when you go get a type of quarterback like that.
He gonna bring 2 things. He gonna bring a creative offense and his scooter anywhere he goes. I ain't letting it go. I'll never forget that. You wreck that damn scooter with a girl on the back. Golly. We know he's at the Falcons.
And he gonna bring some sticky notes so he can leave in the locker room when he leave in the middle of the night.
Oh, dude, didn't even tell the players nothing. Talking about boop, gone.
Hey man, you seen Coach? No, it's a sticky note. He said he took his scooter and one of the cheerleaders or some shit. These little old fuckers they be tripping at these schools, bro.
He ain't even said goodbye on the sticky note. He just left a hand sign.
If he could do an emoji, he wouldn't even put any words on it. You know what I mean? Like yeah, man, it was crazy. And he's sitting there breathing down Pittman's neck because Pittman's on the hot seat. I don't care what nobody said because they underperformed last year with KJ Jefferson. People expected more out of them. They played us great, don't get me wrong, but their overall wins and losses wasn't what a lot of people thought they would be at the start of the season. So, yeah, man, if they can finish strong and catch a couple more of these upsets, I think Pittman's got a job for a little bit longer. We'll see.
I believe it's been kind of cooling down. I feel like it's cooling down because when you look at the KJ Jefferson situation, I think he just got benched at US whatever UCF. I'm like, shit, man. I don't know if he benched or hurt, but I know he ain't. I'm like, damn.
Hey, going into that game against Colorado, I really thought that combination of Gus and KJ Jefferson, I thought that was a perfect quarterback for what he wants to do.
Yes.
What the hell? And Colorado, don't get me wrong, they've stepped up and played a lot better ball this year. But good grief, man. I thought, man, that was slay Colorado. Man, he couldn't do nothing.
Coming into the season, I'm like, oh, shit, this finna be Auburn all over again. Goddamn 2010 Auburn again. I just knew they were finna dominate that conference over there with that KJ Jefferson, bro.
So, but, man, I kind of agree with Ken right there because I think somebody made the comment that Heupel will jump ship and go to Oklahoma. I don't know. The way he got fired when he was the OC there, when Stoops was coach, there's a lot of bad blood between them. I know I know they won a championship when he was there, and he's got history with them, but he got bad history with Oklahoma too. I don't know that he'd necessarily take that job.
Hey, you know what? We talk.
And Tennessee's as big as Oklahoma, realistically. I mean, he's built them up to Oklahoma's level. I don't know why you would leave myself, but what do I know?
Like you say, you built them up. They built them up to Oklahoma's level. But the thing is, when we talk about Oklahoma, we just dwell on the past for Oklahoma. We ain't dwelling on no present stuff they got going.
Right.
And that's why I hate when former players get these jobs at their alma mater, because this shit gonna be good or bad, bro.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This shit gonna be good or bad.
I agree with Cheryl B right there too, because I don't have any issues with any Arkansas fans I know. They're usually just low key. Of course, now let them have like a 10-2 year next year or something. They may puff that chest out a little bit. I don't know. Hard to say. I got trolled by some Vandy fans in the chat room not too long ago, and I wouldn't even say nothing to them. But as soon as they figured out I was a Bama fan, they was on me. I couldn't say nothing back to them. Hey, they got us. What was I gonna say to them?
Enjoy it, fellas. Enjoy it.
Yep.
Enjoy it, because it ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, when somebody our old buddy some NIL money, I can tell he a wild boy too. He a wild boy. Yes. He leaving. I'm telling you, after that Bama game, he put his number out there for any NIL requirements. He hit this number, right? And I said, I hope he get every last one of them. He had Nike, Ferrari, and 2 other companies. I said, I hope he get every last one of them too.
So, hey man, what's some other good games coming on this weekend?
Man, there's a bunch. You want to pull them up on your screen?
So what?
I said you want to pull up some of the schedules for this weekend.
I'm doing that right now as you speak. Don't mind the
video. Because I seen several good games coming up. This is gonna be another solid weekend of football. I know sometimes we don't pay attention to teams outside the top 25, but we should, because they could easily be in there. Let me see if I can find this here.
I'm on the ESPN one right now.
Yeah, that worked perfect.
Guys, what they got? So Friday they got Oregon, Purdue, whatever. Oklahoma State, BYU. Wow, that's kind of interesting.
Okay, what Oregon and Purdue? What is that game played?
Purdue.
Listen, not saying Purdue is gonna beat Oregon. Not saying this, people.
But you know,
Purdue they're due for an upset.
Yep.
They give out at least one upset a season.
Yep, it happens there.
And you come off an emotional win against Ohio State the way they did, that's the perfect game to get a letdown. For sure.
Them damn Boilermakers.
The Pots, that's what I call them.
Hey, you know, Waylon is a Boilermaker.
Back in the day.
Waylon is a Boilermaker.
Ah, okay.
For real?
Yeah, that's what he did for work. Yeah, he was a Boilermaker. Nah, he didn't go to Purdue. He's a
union man. Yeah, his union man. That Boilermaker that make good money, man.
Dangerous work.
Not trying to out his financials, but yeah, they make good money. I used to love to watch Purdue play back in the day when Drew Brees was there, especially that basketball on grass. That used to be fun to watch, man.
But
what else we got pulled up there?
You got Miami and Louisville.
Hey, yes, sir. Louisville's been kind of struggling the last few games. They've had some letdowns. But we can't sit here and say Miami has looked great the last few weeks. Miami has escaped some football games this year.
Walk them down. That's all I'm going to say.
Louisville is probably the more talented team than a Cal or a Virginia Tech that took them to the limit. I think Louisville's got more talent than either of those two teams.
That's right.
So that one may be interesting, guys. If Miami escapes again, I don't know if anybody catches them at least to the ACC championship game. I think Clemson's too physical. I think Clemson will mash Miami, but that's just my opinion. because Clemson get better every week.
Yep.
They getting stronger and stronger
Yep.
and stronger.
They learned something from that Georgia loss. Whatever it was, they learned something from it.
And then there was another game. Georgia came out slow, but they picked it up in the second half. And go back to what we're saying. Can't come out slow. Can't come out slow.
So who y'all got in that game? I know it's hard to predict Miami and Louisville because Miami's been all over the board and Louisville's looked bad the last few weeks. But how do y'all see the game going?
I'm still going Miami. I just feel like somebody gonna walk them down, though. Somebody gonna walk them down.
Yeah. What? Anybody know what Miami favorite? Because I know Miami got to be favored in this game.
Basically, got win by 5 points.
Okay. When they play at Louisville,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Miami.
Factor too. Shit.
Well,
I'm going Miami. Definitely going Miami.
Who else we got up there?
You got Clemson, Virginia. I got Clemson with that one. But another game I'm interested in is this Indiana and Nebraska, bro.
Yes. I want to watch that game.
I'm actually finna pull up the stuff on that one, man.
I can't remember Indiana's coach's name, and I should, but did you see after that one interview when he told them, he said, "I win games, Google me." I thought, man, that's pretty cold right there, man. Like,
I love when the coaches from them teams like they come out and pop it, man. I love it. Like, yeah, say it with your chest.
I don't want to get off topic here, but I see something that Shelby said in the comments. She said, people are bitching about what DeBoer wears is ridiculous, all because he has a t-shirt on. He ain't naked, man. People complain about the dumbest shit. God, I agree with you. I ain't calling no shows out. That ain't what I do. But I have seen whole shows just talking about what he had on the sideline, saying it looked like he shot from the dollar store. You know what? He'll keep his millions of dollars if he shot from the dollar store. Don't blame him a damn bit. I ain't a flashy dresser my damn self. I don't care what he wears, personally. Don't give two shits. I watched Bill Belichick coach with a sweatshirt on with the sleeves cut off.
I don't even think he used to wash it. I don't think he used to wash it.
Competitive advantage. He didn't wash it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
care less. We gotta get off that. We gotta get off of him a little bit. Like, we gotta stop. I know we ain't where we want to be, but we gotta get off this man a little bit. You know, let's let him. I'm gonna say something a lot of people are gonna get mad at, but we gotta let him cycle through some recruiting sessions first. Let him get the kind of guys he wants to coach that will fit what he thinks will work before we judge him overall. There ain't nothing wrong with questioning things. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to think. It ain't what I don't really shit myself. I'm a fan. I don't know. I don't got no inside information. All I can look at is what they put on the field. But I don't know. I just want to give him some time before I judge it because I see what he's done at other schools. And man, he's been a winner. And I think we got lucky to get a guy like that. You know, we could have been like, a lot of the other teams that look at Texas after Mac Brown left. Look at the coaches they went through and how they just kept going down. Florida State, and then came back up last year and then turned around and got one win this year. You know, like, we're fortunate. I really didn't expect us to be. We're right kind of where I thought we'd be. I didn't think we'd lose to Vandy. I thought we'd lose to Georgia, but 5-1 at this point's about where I thought we'd be at. So, you know, we're going to take it how we can get it. But I just thought that was a great comment because I'm tired of hearing about his damn shirt.
Listen, somebody was going at it with Travis T in one of the chats yesterday about that about his shirt, and Travis was basically like, "Listen, that man ain't thinking about what we think about his shirt. That man ain't care about what we think about his shirt.
Give a shit less."
Listen, man, we can't. You know, I said in a text between us three the other day, maybe yesterday, like you know. I was all on the listen. We gotta let DeBoer be DeBoer, and we gotta let him come in and run things his way, and you know, be his man, be his own man. We can't compare him to Saban, but then turn right back around and compare him to Saban. I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me. you know, but you know, you get caught up in your emotions, man, and your fanboy and the fanboy come out, and you won't, you know, what we so accustomed to, but we have to give this man a chance to establish himself. I do wish he would be a little bit. I don't know what he like in the locker room. He might be that cussing them guys out for all we know. We know
Yeah,
he said
we
he like to
don't know.
curse, and I'm not gonna listen. I'm this is me. I respect every man's right to, you know, long as he's not breaking the law or hurting anybody, then that's his right. And if he don't want to curse, man, who am I to tell that man what to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you better cuss him. No, man, no. I wouldn't be respecting what he stands on, his beliefs. So I'm gonna be. Go ahead, Nick.
We always say they need to cuss him out, but honestly, you can't get the job done without cussing. Let me go to Central City right down the street. Coach Nix does not cut. He does not allow the coaches to cuss. I know they probably do it anyway because I know the coaches, but cussing ain't his thing though. For real, like seriously, cussing ain't his thing. And I tell you what, I know the coaches do it, but they don't do it around him. They don't do it around his program, and he getting it done.
That's the thing. There's more than one way to win. We've seen how Saban done it, and we're going to compare everything and want everything done the way Saban done it. But there's been other coaches win different ways. There's not one true way to win. You know, I wouldn't lie for the Bear Bryant years, but I used to hear my dad speak on it because he was young when Bear Bryant was there and how great Alabama football was. But Saban come in and did as good or maybe even better with the restrictions on recruiting nowadays, maybe even a better job. You know, that's debatable. I'm not saying who's better, could care less really, but got to live through a great era of football. But life goes on. He chose to retire. We didn't fire him. Yep. He left on his own. So, you know, let's give this man I think he's got some nuts and guts to step in there after what Saban had done to want to walk in there and try to keep that fire burning. I respect the hell out of that because a lot of coaches would have said, nah, I'm good. I don't want that pressure.
And I'm going to tell you this, Cheryl B, about your comment. Most of those people that talk about his shirt are the same people that are walking backwards into a Diddy party.
Now they slide in with the baby oil. They don't even have to walk in and slide.
I'm just saying.
No. Seriously, man.
I know. I didn't even notice that until people started talking about it.
You know, we kind of like with a tank top on, you know, like a white beater or something. He had a shirt on. I mean, listen, everybody's not gonna wear a button up and a tie. Hell, Saban wore polos on the side. You know, he didn't really wear, but you see him a suit here and there. But for the most part, you want to be comfortable, man. It's hot out there. It's you doing, you know, you got to be comfortable. So I'm not sweating it. I want him to win. I can give a damn about a shirt.
Man, look, I told you, man, it's some of the stuff fans realize about a game that I don't even think about. Some of the people know the refs. Some of the people know who they worried about who calling the game. I don't be thinking about none of that stuff.
I'm one of them weird people that notices things you shouldn't sometimes, but I don't harp on it. Like, you know, if I see some refs for a couple games, I'll be like, yeah, I recognize them guys, you know. Yeah. But and the way now that they interrupt games with some of these penalties, I'm like, they want to give them entrance like wrestlers. I mean, they're trying to be known, but you know, I don't care what he wears. Honestly, I could give two rips. I'm too busy cussing at other things that I can't control during the game to worry about what he's wearing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, people when they get mad, they just gonna find something. You know, it's like when you was in high school and everybody's yapping back and forth, your mama this, blah, blah, blah. You start picking at everything. But look at your shoes, you know, blah, blah, blah. Ronald McDonald looking mother, you know, just all kind of shit. You know, you just find things, you just pick things to talk about. So, yeah, man, you know how people are. I just overlook that shit.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them, bro.
I was too. I talk so much shit, dude. I'm telling you.
And I still do it today to my kids because I make sure I'm carving their character. I'm character carving with them.
Dude, I used to be on the defense. I was a defensive end. I used to be on the end talking shit. I mean, mad shit. just all the time. Playing basketball up and down the court, I'm talking it. And I just couldn't help it. That was the environment I was in, though. Like, that's how everybody was. I didn't think no different about it. I didn't take none of it to heart either.
Hey, did either one of y'all ever see the movie School Days?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all paid attention when they was in the car. I think they was either going to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think they were going to this when they were going to Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they were like playing a dozen with each other. and the dude, some. I heard your mama start center for the Lakers, and then the guy in the back told me some. I heard your mama playing center for the Hefty Hoes.
Hey, that was funny as all the way,
I think about one of my favorite ones, and I don't even know if I can say it on here because, like, I don't want to get Nick Saban Jr. mad at me. But there was a Dave Chappelle skit, the Haters Club, and he said your fur coat looked like it was made out of pubic hair. He turned around. He said, "Your mama's underwear got dick holes in them," and I laughed so damn hard. I cried. Like, the first time I seen that, damn it, man.
Man, these comedians be funny.
Oh man. But yeah, man. So who y'all got? Indiana, Nebraska?
Shit!
I forgot they were playing football.
Indiana, Nebraska.
I'm rocking with Indy, bro. I like the momentum they got going. I like the coach beating on his chest, talking about Google me. I like that type of stuff. I like that.
Google me. I win game.
Yeah, man, crazy. I like, yes, talk it.
This is actually one of the games I'm most looking forward to this weekend. Like, I want to see if Indiana's for real. Yeah. I think Nebraska's a great test because they've played really good football this year. If Indiana comes out of this one, look out. I mean, I don't know if they're built to beat Ohio State or Penn State yet, but they may give some other people some problems. Well, I say that they got Oregon in that conference too, but let's see what they're about, man. He's really building something. And same for Matt Rule, by the way. I mean, look at what he's done for Nebraska already. He's got us talking about Nebraska again. When's the last time you really talked about Nebraska in the last – it's been, what, 20 years?
Yeah.
I mean, really, when they had what's his name when he won the Heisman at quarterback? I can't even remember his name no more.
Come on, back in the day?
Yeah, like 2001. Eric Crouch.
Yeah.
That's been how long since I've even really paid attention to Nebraska because under Scott Frost, man, they just didn't live up to the hype. That's a team searching to get back to their glory days, and I think they picked a good one to rebuild them. They just give him time,
Like I said, in this game, I like the game. You got two quarterbacks with Rayola got 3 interceptions. The other guy got 2. So I like these little matchups, bro. I like this little.
Okay.
Oh no, I got Indiana though, man. I got Indiana. I can't even deny it, man. I'm a slick fanboying right now, man. Like I told you, I like them coaches that. Yes, pop it. Say it.
Yep. B. Jamin said, "What's Vegas's odds on Ole Miss players going down hurt?" I don't even think they should give odds because that's an automatic moneymaker. I fully expect if Lane Kiffin loses another game, he's gonna grab his knee and go down there in the interview. Like I'm telling you, man, they go down at a clip.
Hey man, listen, people giving Ole Miss here, but Ole Miss ain't the only team be doing that. There's another team that's good for doing that. They don't call no name, but it's another team we know.
Yep,
it's good for their players dropping.
Yes, sir.
Hey. The team, my son, Prattville, they started doing it last night. I like, wow.
I got a question for that. Can they not regulate that shit? Can they not go, all right, this guy went down. Oh, he's okay now. You're going to have to sit out about 10 or 20 plays to make sure you're okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to have to find a way.
You need to go to the call.
Right. Listen, if you just go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, the committee can get together to say that putting 12 men on the field at the end of the Oregon game and helping run down the clock, they can get together in a week and change that rule, but they can't do something about this. Like, come on now.
And they on that too. They on that hard, bro.
Oh, yeah. don't get mad because he found a competitive advantage. And in the same with what they're doing with the injured stuff. But eventually, let's get the ball on the roll here. Let's get this shit over. I get so tired of seeing that shit. You know when they're hurt or not. And you see them, let's sit up for a second, then they just spring up, they run off the field, and I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
And like, what was that quarterback name who faked the slide? Like he was running and fake like he was
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Then they got all upset. Like, hey, listen, man.
I don't even see why. Like, that's to me, that's the stupidest thing. Like,
I seen Mike Vick do it. I seen Mike Vick do it like 18 years ago. It's the first time I ever seen it.
I'm like, hey, listen, he faked him out.
Yep.
You know, he faked him out.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something my son said yesterday. He said, man, I got in that backfield one time yesterday. He said, it looked like the running back did this, and I went, he just fake. He said that running back was so shit that he said it like he just moved his shoulders. He went, I went,
I seen somebody do that last week. Kansas State versus Colorado Saturday night, that late game.
Oh, that Sanders kid.
Ooh. Not Shador, but the other Sanders boy. He got put in a blender. Oh my God. Shiloh, yeah. Shiloh, they put him in a blender, dude. He was gone. You just seen him throw the hands up, like, and then he just hit the ground. And I can't make fun of it because I couldn't have made the tackle either.
Hey, my son said that running back was good yesterday. My son said he just moved his shoulders like this, and he just fell like, oh.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's how Deuce looked back. Man, listen, when I was in high school, David
Palmer, y'all.
Man, listen, back when I was in high school, we used to play J.O. And I remember one time J.O. came to Central, Tuscaloosa. I know Phoenix City, everybody get the two mixed up. But Central Tuscaloosa, man, and I promise you, man, you know how, like, if you look at a movie and everybody's like moving slow motion, but one person is like on fast speed, that's what David Palmer looked like. It looked like it was just like he put everybody else in slow motion and he was like fast forward. I was like, can somebody please kick him, do something?
He said, kick him.
He was just making move, and they couldn't. It looked. I mean, it's like a movie. We were all like, all of the fans were in the stand, just like we were in awe. It was like, this don't seem real. It seemed like a game, like a. He had the hit stick. It was so bad, man. And he cut so quick and so fast, and he stopped on the drop of a dime. Then he take off, and he had full speed again. And you're looking like, is this real, or is this like animation?
Honestly,
dude, that dude was something else, and I got to see it firsthand. I'm talking high school before he got to Bama. I was like, good Lord, this is crazy.
He was one of my first memories of Alabama football. I was pretty young when David Palmer was playing at Alabama.
Yeah.
And I honestly, from what I remember about him and then going back and seeing highlights as I got older, he could have honestly played just about any position on the field at the top level. Like, he was so underutilized at Alabama. And I know they moved him around, did some different things, but he should have been the focus of the offense back in. Like, that's the kind of talent David Palmer had. I'm glad you brought him up. He don't get talked about enough, man. That dude was amazing.
And there's one more guy. And Ken, you might like this guy because this one of you guys. Doggone Eric Berry.
Oh,
listen,
different.
Listen, Eric Berry in the Metro Atlanta area, right? And they were playing Fair High School. Eric Berry was quarterback in high school.
Yeah.
Actually, Eric Berry played both. He was a quarterback and he was a safety. So I'm looking at Eric Berry on offense. Like, he's the quarterback, but he's a one-man show. He's moving like David Palmer to me. Like, when he get the ball, they snap the ball, and then he just take a run. I'm like, man, this dude remind me of David Palmer. Well, he scored. Other team kick off. Right? They kick off. And I'm looking, and I'm like, the safety look a whole lot like that quarterback. That is the quarterback. He caught an interception. Ran it back. Fed kickoff to them. He on kickoff, man. This dude, I'm not. He's on kickoff. Run a touchdown back on the kickoff. I'm like, this don't make no kind of sense. This is like a real professional playing against not high school kids. This dude playing against like pee-wee school. That's what he looked like out there. Crazy, man. Crazy. Them two dudes was on some stuff that I ain't never seen before. Me witnessing with my eyes. Yeah. It's like grown men.
Dude, he could lay a hit though.
Yeah. Well, oh my God.
I'll never forget that hit when him and Tebow met. Like that was prime time stuff. Man. You remember when Tennessee and Florida was playing it? He met Tebow, man, and then he went pro, and then he got cancer. I believe it was cancer. He got cancer, and then overcome it and come back and still had a solid career, man. I always rooted for him. I don't always root for a lot of Tennessee guys, but I was rooting for Eric Berry. I'll tell you a guy I played against in high school that was a lot like that. Now he only played one side of the ball, but Dre Kirkpatrick was a grown man playing football too. Man, we thought we was something. We thought we had some speed at some certain spot. I watched him run a guy down that was running like a 4.35. I seen him running him down from behind on kickoff return, and he was 30 yards to the left of him and come down and behind him and caught him. And I thought, man, we in trouble. We in trouble, and we was. But he was crazy good as a high schooler, was like a grown man out there, just slaying folks around, just wild.
When you play them guys in high school, like you be playing against a lot of teams, but when you come across that one guy like that, you be like, oh, he different. Like I told you when I played against Cordell Shaw, and I got to feel him. I got to feel him. And I'm like, oh, these dudes different. These boys trying to go to college for real.
Hey, I don't know if y'all remember Tanae Patrick. I don't know if y'all remember him. Was a defensive lineman for Alabama. Made a couple big plays actually against Tennessee one year.
I remember that name.
We played against him too, and like they could triple block him, and it didn't matter. Like he was just like a grown folk, just out there like pushing kids around. He was on a different level, man. Okay. Some of these guys are just different. High school, you look at them and you know exactly why you ain't going to college. You're like, oh, I ain't him. Right. I am not him.
We played George Teagnum too, man. Viger.
That was like you said. David Palmer was your first memory of Alabama football. George Teague was mine.
That was one of my favorite players of all time. Was George Teague. That was ridiculous.
It was 3 schools that we had. Because Central, back when I was in there, we were a good school. We were 6A, and we had a name like Central Phoenix City. But it was 3 schools that we just we were like I didn't want to play, and I went on the field. But it's 3 schools that I just didn't want to play. Jackson Nolan, Robert E. Lee Montgomery.
Oh yeah, they had a name for a long time. Yep.
Man, the Robert E. Lee boy was like, them boy. You remember like Bugs Bunny, and they be playing football, and then like the other team be like Giants, and then it's just like that's what they look like. Them dudes look like all Giants, bro, like Jolly Green Giants.
I know what you're talking about, yeah. They're crazy.
Dude, it was crazy, man.
Al Wilson got mentioned in the chat. Dude, yeah, that dude used to mop up everything. He was so good. Keith, could you imagine tackling Henry? No, I couldn't.
No.
No, I couldn't. I would have made a business.
You know you good when they make a specific rule about you, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Go ahead.
Every tackle, if I even attempted to tackle him, it was me jumping on his back from the backside.
I would just pop them cags.
Yeah, I pop the cags on them.
Forget
hit Mount Meggs on them, bro. Mount Meggs real quick, like.
I played against a 300-pound running back.
So what?
Southside had a guy that was closing in on about 300 when I was in high school. It was a running back. No joke, and was athletic. And yeah, I mean, when you tackled him, you just held on and prayed. So I couldn't imagine a Derrick Henry that was probably, I don't know, 220, 225, but hit like a 300-pounder, but could run like a damn receiver. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yep.
Derrick, we're going to look back one day and say Derrick Henry was maybe the best Alabama player to go pro we've ever seen.
Yeah.
At least in our lifetimes. You know, I know Derek Thomas, there's several guys, but what Derrick Henry's doing at the age of 30 right now, he's on pace to have the greatest season that a 30-year-old running back has ever had. He's on pace. And I don't see him slowing down.
Mm-hmm. He's doing gold jacket numbers right now.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And think about it. The linebackers and stuff are smaller than they used to be 10 years ago because not as many teams play to stop the run. So I think that will help his career even more. So, yeah, I couldn't – guys make business decisions when they play Derrick Henry. You watch it sometimes. They'll go for a tackle, and they just don't quite get there. They slow up a little bit. I get it.
Yeah, I tell the coach, like, why you ain't hit him? Why you ain't hit him?
You over here on the sideline yelling at me.
I'd have looked like one of them Ole Miss players. I'd just be grabbing my thigh right before I got there, just fall down.
Hey, I'd be just like Henry Tortola. Be hugging him. I'd be hooked. Hey, you think I was at a dinner party? You're all from the back. All from the back. I'm not going to hit over that dude for nothing.
Nope. I ain't beating middle. Travis Henry, guy, yeah, man, he was nasty. Y'all remember Travis Henry back in the day?
Yeah, we remember Travis Henry.
Hey, man, the chat be all here popping it, man. They be on some
man. Some throwback players.
Yeah.
I miss that era of the NFL that a lot of them guys was playing in too. I miss them.
That was the best NFL, bro. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, oh man, I can't even talk about the NFL now, man. Like,
imagine trying to hit Jerome Bettis.
Man, you crazy as I don't know what.
Jerome Bettis or Ironhead Haywood. You play for
Ironhead, dude.
And one more, your boy Mike Alstott. That one dude I would not.
I'm gonna tell you, Ironhead don't get talked about enough. Like that guy, good God, man! Like he was so physical. And hey, even old dude that Steve Atwater busted up, the Nigerian Nightmare. Yeah, Christian Okoye.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine trying to tackle him. Couldn't imagine.
Them shoulder pads alone.
Let's fast forward. Even like people like TJ Duckett, like that.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I'm
Algie
saying?
Crumpler.
Algie Crumpler, yeah, them guys like, nah, bro. Somebody like a Larry Zonga, what Larry Zonga from back in them days. Them dudes didn't care nothing about pain, bro.
Right.
Well,
Only thing about TJ Duckett, you ain't got to worry about him. He gonna fumble over his feet anyway.
Yeah.
He get about 4 or 5 steps in, he did tripping. I'm like, dude, what are you falling for? Ain't nobody even touched you yet.
Yeah. Y'all remember Jamal Lewis?
Hell yeah, Jamal Lewis was a woo. God damn.
That's one of the best running backs I've ever seen. His career faded out because of injuries. You know, it wasn't his fault, but golly, man, he put the NFL on fire for a hot minute.
What that one dude the Saints had, was it Deuce McAllister or something like that?
Yeah, from Ole Miss. Yeah. He could have been the next Reggie Bush if they'd have used him right at Ole Miss. Like he was that kind of player. Like he was crazy athletic for his size. He wasn't a huge guy, but man, he could do it all.
Yeah.
Trent Richardson. I see somebody said Trent will pop your ass too. Trent Richardson was crazy.
Hey, bro.
Man, I still think it's something mental happened when he got the NFL. He just didn't know how to handle life in the NFL because we know he had the talent. That dude, he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen.
I know one of the stories they say he was trying to take care of every goddamn on by. He said he would leave some of his family, like friends and shit, with credit cards and junk, and you just
can't do that, bro.
Sad to see. Same thing happened to NC Hammer. You know, he has 60, 70, 80 people on staff with him at all times, just blowing money. Dude. But I hate to see people get taken advantage of. And I'm telling you, sometimes family hits you the hardest. You got to really be careful.
I knew Dominique Wilkins' manager, and that's what happened to him. Family, like you can't let everybody be your manager, and you know, bad business investment. Everybody gonna start a car wash or
Like,
restaurant.
it's so crazy. Like, say I gotta say all of a sudden my son go big or whatever, and I become his agent. That'll be the dumbest move because I don't know nothing about being no damn agent.
Right.
But even when you hire them, you got to keep an eye on them. Because have y'all ever seen that 30? I think it was a 30 for 30. It was ESPN. It was broke. Did y'all ever watch that? Mm-hmm. Man, that shit breaks your heart. Them guys had the life, and then poof, it was gone. People was ripping people off left and right. Man, that was really sad to see. Yeah,
they say you gotta hire somebody to watch your money, and then hire somebody to watch the person that's watching your money. Yeah. I say this for anybody who get rich, like these young guys, they should have to take a money class, some kind of money management, accounting or something to kind of know, because a lot of these young guys coming out of places where, you know, they coming from a broken home, they don't know anything about finances like that, man. And it's so easy to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pay taxes on that money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think $1 million, ooh, yeah, but you gotta pay tax. Then you go out making these crazy purchases, you know, $100,000 necklaces and all this type of stuff.
Somebody asked me a while back, if you hit $1 million, what you gonna do with it? How much you gonna give me? I said, I can give you none. I said, I got 5 kids and a damn wife. Why in the hell? How far you think $1 million gonna take me? I said, what if all my kids want to go to college? Whether they do or not, I'm gonna play it like they want to go to college. So that's a big lump sum of it right there.
Yep. So yeah, I remember Keith McCants on there talking, man. Like it made me sad, dude. Like Keith McCants was a legend in Alabama too. He was a great football player, had a great future, man. Just got in with the wrong people. It's sad to see, really is. Yeah, I can't stand to see that. Like we're quick, and I've done it probably as much as anybody to criticize guys. Oh, that guy's a bust. This guy's a flake out. But you don't know what's going on outside the game that really affects these guys. I mean, you know they got the talent, or they wouldn't have got there. Sometimes things happen off the field. Sad to see.
Like somebody was trying to. I forgot who we were talking about. They were dogging, but they were doing the process. It got personal. He said, "Oh, he wasn't nothing but a bus." I said, "And that's all you was from day one. You was just a bus."
Right.
We talking shit about these folks, but you ain't did nothing.
You ain't made it to know where they made it, right?
And that's all you made it. You should have been bust on the sheets. That's what you should have been. You should have been bust in the mouth.
Speaking of that, these young dudes got to. These young ladies is looking to get pregnant by them. You know, that's a thing now, man. You got these women plotting. They looking at these boys from college. You know, you got 35, 40-year-old women. They need dudes as freshmen in college. Come on, bro.
Cause the dude, what's his name with the Rockets? His baby mama 39 years old, and he only like 20 something. Like, bro. Yeah. It would have.
Which football player was it that had like 9 different kids with 9 different women? Like,
a lot of them got it.
And child support eat him alive, man. He was broke. He was broke.
Vance Johnson had a bunch of kids. You remember Vance Johnson played the Broncos? He had kids all over the place. I'm trying to think of the person you talk. I know you're talking about his own tip of my tongue, but I can't think of. But that happened to Sean Kemp. You know, Sean Kemp had like 12 kids by 13 baby mamas. So you know, like, man, this is
the Lord was looking out for me. He knew not to make me no professional athlete because he was like, this boy is wild now. I know not to put no money in his head and keep He wild now.
He'd have been like that guy that won the lottery. They said, "What are you gonna do if you win the lottery?" He said, "Cocaine and hookers."
Yeah, damn right.
Not me. I done had to work too many crappy jobs, done mess myself up. Don't put $1 million in my hand. I'm gonna be living in a shack somewhere in the middle of the woods, just counting it every day. I ain't spending
living off the grid. Yeah.
I ain't
off the grid.
Yep. I tell you what, I'm gonna have one little internet service just so I can come in here and do some shows with y'all. But other than that, I don't care about the world news. I don't care about nothing. I'm gonna pay news channel to say I died, I disappeared, I'm gone.
Right. But look how a girl tried to do Zion Williams, though.
Mm-hmm.
And she telling the Pelican to drop him, and she make. I'm like, God, bro, you got to be careful who you messing with out here, man.
But that's what happens. Is like all the families see, and not everybody's family is this way, but a lot of the families just keep pushing them in directions for the money. We're seeing it in college right now. I'm telling you, a lot of these guys are going to be underdeveloped when they go pro and be bust because they didn't get good coaching because they just went where the paycheck was best. That's going to be the downside of the NIL that people don't talk about.
Yeah, man, that's a great point.
For a lot of young men to get to make money that they didn't get to use, and they deserve to make money because the colleges have made money off the backs of the players. But the downside of that's going to be when they get accustomed to a certain lifestyle and they don't pan out because of certain things, and then all of a sudden they're done and they're washed at 24, 25 years old. And that's going to be sad to see.
Right.
Hey, I've been saying since the NIL started, Jeremiah, whoopee Sue, appreciate you, brother. We talked about the LSU and Arkansas game. If you didn't catch that part, do me a favor, go back and you can rewind it, whatever, fast forward or whatever, go check it out, whatever. But we like what Arkansas doing. We did pick LSU, but we do like what Arkansas was headed to.
Wouldn't surprise us at all if Arkansas won that game. Not one bit. Not the way they're playing.
But I would say when they first came out with NIL, I said I can't wait to years from now when they do a 30 for 30 on this, boy. I said I can't wait for this 30 for 30 because it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Hey, you want to highlight a few more just real quick? We got South Carolina and Oklahoma. That could be an interesting ball game.
Yeah.
I know it's not like I know South Carolina's not ranked, or whatever, and Oklahoma's coming off a blowout, but that could be an interesting ball game. You got Auburn and Missouri. Auburn and Missouri is going to be interesting to me.
So this is how I know we different. And I ain't talking about Bama fans. I'm talking about all the college football fans and Auburn fans because Auburn just really – and I ain't saying they can't. Anything can happen. But I don't see no freaking Auburn beat Missouri. And I don't – Jeremiah sees it. But – no, I don't see it with Auburn, bro. People can say I'm a Bama fan. You just don't like Auburn. That's true. I'm not going to deny it at all. But I still don't see it.
Good, we'll tell you. Yeah, but I'll say this about Auburn: minus the Georgia game, they've been close with a lot of people. It's just the late turnovers. Like if they had a quarterback, they'd be a problem. They really would.
Jeremiah said he'll take Auburn, he'll take South Carolina, Arkansas, and he'll take Tennessee. I ain't mad at neither one of them, honestly.
Oh, man.
And I'll take a side of ribs from bacon.
I think the only one I don't really like is the Auburn.
I'm kind of with Keith on this, though. I don't really trust Missouri.
That is a fact, man. That is a fact.
That Texas A&M pounded them, dude. Like, I know they came back and won after that, but like another game the next week, but which Missouri is going to show up because they have not looked consistently very good. And Auburn's coach, Auburn's coach is itching because if they lose this game, they're going to be what, 2-5, something like that, 2-4. That's not a good place to be.
Where is the game?
Look what my guy said though.
I'll tell you what, Jeremiah. Listen. Texas A&M and Texas game, that's gonna be a game.
Yes,
that's gonna be a game. Texas A&M.
Texas A&M Sorry, go ahead.
I think they're in College Station.
Ooh.
I think they play in Texas A&M this year.
That's tough.
Texas A&M fundamentally may be playing more together like a team than anybody else in the country. Hey, who knows? We may be going, wow, they made a run in the playoffs this year at the end of this season. We really don't know. This season's wide ass open.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think Texas A&M may be the one that put a wrinkle in Texas.
LeBron.
Yeah, man. I just that's my gut telling me.
Hey, I'm so excited for this rivalry though. Like, oh my god, bro! Like, like dang your team, your Bama fan, man, you gotta be if you like football, you gotta be excited for what football is going right now. Like, yeah, we talk about the NIL and all that crap, but man, football is exciting right now, bro.
It is. Hey, what about Notre Dame and Georgia Tech? Because Notre Dame had a bad loss against Northern Illinois and have been playing pretty good football since then.
Let them bounce back.
But
Hey,
Georgia Tech is not the Georgia Tech of 3 years ago that you just kind of laugh at and go, nah, they're gonna be a 3-9 team or something like that. Georgia Tech's playing okay football. Do you think they got a shot of upsetting Notre Dame?
What they looking like? Because I started off looking at Georgia Tech, then so
I think
much.
they're 4-2, 3-3, 4-2 kind of thing.
God damn, man! But they still look different though. They still don't look like that Georgia Tech team.
Here's the thing about Georgia Tech, man. The school too damn hard to get into.
That's
So,
fair.
they
got smart people.
That's
Same
a hard
with
school
Vandy.
to get into. Listen, man, you got to be smart to get into Tech, bro.
And look, my cousin got there on the football scholarship and graduated in 3 years.
Hey, bro, he's smart.
Yes. They schools like that, man. Stanford's a hard ass school to get into. Right. Vanderbilt's hard to get into. Notre Dame's got some crazy, like, that's why I was impressed with what Kelly did at Notre Dame. Realistically, it's hard to get because they got so many restrictions.
Right.
to have as many winning seasons he did at Notre Dame actually impressed me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, I wouldn't get in Notre Dame because
no, I don't like them, but you know, I gotta give credit when it's due.
When I walk in the building, I catch on fire. I be like Vampire Brooklyn. God damn!
Got that John Witherspoon.
That's
popped up out of the bushes and he had hair.
It was a wolf. It was a wolf.
It was a wolf. Damn, I'm gonna go watch that movie when we get off here. I promise you.
He did the flip flop on me.
I love John Witherspoon, man. One of the funniest dudes ever lived.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang.
But yeah, Georgia Tech just so hard, man, to get in that, you know, they don't get the talent that they, you know, because, you know, a lot of these kids ain't gonna pass them tests to get into Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
You know, me, I know I wouldn't.
Well, y'all have already heard me talk, and I mean, listen, that opening interview wouldn't have went well. You know, get your ass out of here. You know, I would have never had a shot. So hats off to.
Here's the crazy part, man. For Georgia Tech to pay all that money, right, and to be as smart as that school is, that school was in the middle of the hood in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was in the middle. It was they tore Techwood home down back in 1996 for the Olympic, but Georgia Tech was in the middle of the hood. I mean, when I tell you in the middle, it was in the middle of the hood.
Yeah, I actually had a buddy that lived there growing up. Like he come from there and then ended up going to school with me. But that's where he grew up at.
Techwood home.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, used to be regulars, but Techwood home were regular, bro. Like,
bro, crazy. And here's the other thing. Even now, man, right now, you know, I'm here and you listen to the news and you hear about Georgia Tech kids getting robbed over there because it's still remnants, you know.
And you know what? That's what's crazy about a lot of these colleges. Like, why did y'all build these colleges next to these hoods? Right. Like, what was y'all thinking?
Georgia State, bro. Georgia State in the middle of downtown, but it's in the middle of homeless land. It's a bunch of
I'm about to say
homeless people. It's right by Grady Hospital, bro. And it's an open campus. It's downtown. It's not gated nowhere. Everything is open, right. So it's public access to everything. And man, I be like, shh. If I don't
Jeremiah, I ain't even mad at that, bro. Like, I agree with Arkansas been getting better and better, bro. Like, Arkansas really should have beat Oklahoma. Like, they should really be in the best situation that they are in now. And if they upset LSU, they may be on the road to something. I mean, for real. Like, I ain't even mad at that, bro.
Keith Holcomb asks, who is your sleeper team?
Sleeper, yeah. Ooh. That shit's so hard right now, man. Like, That shit, man. Oh my God, college football so hard right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess based on what we were talking about, I guess Texas A&M might be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I still,
Hey,
y'all go ahead. That's tough.
in this case, would Clemson be a sleeper though?
After the way they lost to Georgia, I think everybody counted them out. Like as far as making a national impact, you did rule out ACC, but you didn't think about them being a playoff team or really doing something. But right now, shit.
Like,
I'll say so because I think everybody had Florida State and Miami coming out to be the top two out of the ACC and probably playing for ACC championship. People weren't talking about Clemson like that. It was Miami and Florida State, and Florida State ended up being a bust.
Hey, NC State was getting a lot of love back at the beginning of the season too. Remember that? They had them. Some people had them as a top 10 team at certain points of the season. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's expecting them.
I was mind about that. My mind was like, hold on, what happened? I'm like, what happened?
North Carolina was getting some sleeper love. Virginia Tech was a lot of people's dark horse dark horse to win the ACC.
Oh yeah. Cheryl B said, I finally watched Junction Boys. It was a great movie. That was a freaking awesome movie, man. Junction Boys. I ain't seen that in so long, man. Like, I don't even know where to find it, man. I had my Fire Stick at one point, and I tried to find it on Fire Stick. I couldn't even find it on Fire Stick, man.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I'm weird. My favorite football movie is Any Given Sunday.
It's free on YouTube.
There we go.
Oh, bet. Giants, help us, God. My little Giants still. That ain't my favorite one, but man, that joke, it one of my ones. It's up there though. I've been wanting to run the intersection of Puerto Rico for so long.
I forgot about that. Oh, hey, real quick. Michigan and Illinois play.
Man, give me
Frank.
I like Illinois. I like Illinois.
Yep. Give me Illinois.
Good year for them right now, too. That's still a good win for them if they get it. You got Colorado and Arizona. Arizona has not lived up to the hype, but you know what kind of players they've got. I think Colorado's got the ability to win this game, but if Arizona shows up and shows out with that quarterback wide receiver combo, I don't know, it may be a hell of a game.
I'm gonna go Colorado on this one.
I'm definitely rocking with Colorado on that.
You got Kentucky and Florida.
Both
coming off kind of rough losses. You know, Vandy kind of don't let the final score fool you. Vandy really pushed Kentucky around, and Florida this close. Took it down time, but couldn't get it done.
I was saying in Florida, I'm like, man, y'all got an opportunity. Y'all like taking the opportunities. Graham Mertz out for the year. They come in with the guy DJ Lagway.
Yep.
Florida, man. I like Lagway, man. I think he's gonna be something special. Wherever, if he stays in Florida, if he end up going, man, I think he's gonna be special regardless.
I think he's the more athletic, more talent. I mean, clearly, but sometimes some of his passes look like somebody shot a duck and is trying to land. Like, I don't know, man. I'm indifferent on it. I don't know. I think Lagway's the better choice, but he got some things he needs to work on.
And we talking about a true freshman, and that's what I look at the super youngness, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I agree though. Hell yeah. Sometimes it's like, I think that ball flat, bro.
I don't know. They play in Florida.
I don't know, honestly. I didn't put it down on my little list here, but I don't know. I could see that game going either way, though. I really could. Like, I like Kentucky's quarterback. If he had some players around him, he'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
The guy that used to be at Georgia, yeah.
Brock Vandegrift. I'm glad she told me this Johnson Boys on YouTube. I'm finna, man. I've been trying to find this on. Because the last time I seen Johnson Boys, I was little. I think they premiered it on like one of the ESPN channels or something. And I ain't seen it since then, but I just know it was an awesome movie, and I knew it was about to.
That's a good movie, but I think I'm gonna have to go watch Vampire in Brooklyn now because I hadn't thought about that movie in a couple years, and I love that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that now. Last one: Oregon State versus UNLV. Oregon State, I think they're kicking around 4-2. UNLV, they're 5-1. Both playing pretty good football. I mean, realistically, but I think if UNLV gets another victory over, a team like this, they could finish this season 11-1. And
I'm going running Rebels.
yeah, I think I am.
I got 5 kids. I ain't pulled out then. UNLV, I ain't pulling out now.
MSJ said I ain't no quitter.
I'm pushing to the limit. I listen to Rick Ross.
We had 2, and I said, Lord, that's enough. That's it for me. That's all the love I've got to give.
I like UNLV though, man. Seriously,
I want to see them do good, man.
The time I did pull back from them was against Syracuse, and I got that. It was an overtime win.
Right. You was right about that game.
But man,
we got loaded football season or loaded football Saturday coming up. BYU plays tomorrow night too. I can't remember who they're playing, but that's another thing. Keep your eye on. They're winning by any means necessary. They're getting touchdowns on special.
That's who they're playing.
Who was it?
Oklahoma State.
They should win that, I think. Special teams, they're scoring on defense, scoring on offense. BYU's getting it done, and nobody's talking about them. They're barely ranked. People ain't got a lot of respect for them. I feel like they ought to be top 10 right now. I know they don't play the toughest thing, but if you undefeated halfway through the season, kind of like Army and Navy, I hope they both go undefeated until they meet up in week 15. That game will be off the hook. They have not been undefeated at the same time. They haven't been 6-0 at the same time at this point since 1945. Army and Navy.
I know it was some way back when.
Yeah, man. Army, those military schools back in the day used to run shit back in the 40s. Yeah.
Hey, I just hate the fact that we ain't talk about it enough, like how they stay undefeated. Like this could be a playoff contingent game. Like the Army and Navy game could be fighting for like a 12 seed or something in the playoff spot. Like that's crazy. Bro.
That is crazy. Cause them children like some. You watch them and ain't nothing else on before.
Listen,
that's real. Yeah,
nothing else on.
Right.
But now if Alabama gets a couple more losses, I may be talking about them more on this show. Who knows?
Here would have got that Army hat in there. Sure. But hey, this last one right here. Natty picks. Let's do a natty pick. And right now, I'm just going as of right now. Texas, and I don't know who. I'm rocking.
I mean, you got to give them the respect right now. We may look at them different after Saturday, but yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, a Texas and Oregon game would be crazy, right? I mean,
no, I was going Texas and Oregon.
But Ohio State lost in the last little bit. We know, I mean, they played well too, so they're gonna probably be in the playoffs unless they does Ryan Day things and trips up and loses the damn Michigan and can't win the Big Ten again. Who knows? But
with that being said, with Ohio State, it ain't over. Oregon ain't over.
No, not at all. It ain't over for a lot of teams. It ain't over for Alabama as much as we're going to be down about it. It ain't over for Georgia, just one loss. And if they beat Texas, they probably just made a statement to the whole world. LSU's got one loss at the beginning of the year. Clemson's got one loss at the beginning of the year. Football's wide open. Miami's undefeated. We got a lot of good we don't like Penn State necessarily, but they're undefeated. They keep finding a way to squeak by and win.
Undefeated.
Could this be the year they get over the hump and beat a team like Ohio State? I don't think so either. But if they do it, my hat's off to them because I just really didn't think they'd be undefeated at this point of the year. I thought where they played against Bowling Green that they had a couple of losses ahead of them, but I've been wrong so far. It's a good year, y'all. Y'all remember that crazy 2007 year?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a great year to be an Alabama fan, but it was crazy otherwise.
Yeah.
West Virginia #1 at certain points. And then 2011 was a wild year. I think we're going to have another year just like it. We just see teams start falling off. Just
So somebody told me Alabama having another 2007 season again, huh? I said, you know what? I'll take a 2007 season because you know what happened in 2008 and 2009? With 2008, we had an undefeated season, lost to Tim Tebow and the Florida Gators in the SEC Championship. 2009, we come back win national championship. So if this is a 2007 season for us, I'll take it every day, any day.
Exactly. All day, every day. But like you said, man, it's just so up in the air at this particular point that you don't know, man. Like you look at, Texas and they're moving, whatever, but they got some more football to be played.
And that's why we stress talking about all these other teams so much, because I'm telling y'all, if y'all only watch Alabama, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you only watch Georgia, y'all got to watch, because there's some things playing out right now. This is as wide open as I can remember, and you got to think there's 12 spots to get towards that title now. So we're going to see some crazy stuff for the next few weeks. So get out there and watch a bunch of different teams and just see what's going on.
I'm telling y'all, when I'm settled in, like last week I went settled in, I was at a little cookout, whatever. But when I'm settled in the house, y'all, I got it on my TV. I got a small little screen up there on the little screen you put up on the TV. Then I got my laptop going and I got my phone going. I'm a junkie.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to rehab neither.
They try to get him go to rehab, and I said no.
Oh shit!
You should have, because you see how. Let me shut up.
It didn't well, but yeah.
Nah.
But y'all, hey, I appreciate y'all. I told my wife I was gonna stay on until 10 o'clock, and it's almost damn 11.
Damn 11.
Oh shit! But man, I appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all want to go back and listen to the Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia versus Texas, LSU, Arkansas, and other he's in NSJ getting that fit. Yeah, right. I'm getting that fit every Saturday. But yes, go back and listen to them. Like I said, we want to know who's gonna make it out. And this week will tell a lot about our teams. Can Alabama and Georgia possibly lose 2 games before the college football playoff thing even come out? Can that be a thing?
It could very well be a thing.
Stay on the state of Alabama, at least Tuscaloosa. Can they say that?
Save the goalpost.
This knock off LSU. Like, it's so much right now, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy. But y'all, I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, man. Thanks to the chat. Y'all been fun tonight. Y'all always are. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. New, subscribe to the channel, please. Please hit the like button and sit this thing out. Pass it around. Pass the collection plate around.
That's right.
To all my Alabama fans.
That's right.
We're going to link up and we're going to stay strong. Because what KB said, my Alabama Crimson Tide will go whatever in one.
All right. Well,
everybody said 2 loss, Tennessee versus Alabama, 2 losses. Ooh, yeah, it's going to be tough. Hey.
Yep.
Man.
Somebody coming out of this thing with a struggle.
Yep.
All right, well.
Yeah, I'll holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Roll Tide and Woo Pig Suey and whatever else you do and roo and just everybody and all y'all shit. Yeah, go Big Orange. Yeah, y'all gonna be a tangerine Saturday.
They're gonna be a cutie. All right, fellas. I'll holler at y'all later, man.
All right, sure. Roll Tide. Everybody holler at y'all. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, y'all.
That'd be fun.